What's going on, High Society? Welcome back to episode 33, Sordward and Shielbert spectacular podcast. It's your commissioner, head coach, Boston Braviaries, Ryan, joined this week for a very special podcast by Dave, head coach, Reno Weezings. How's it going, Dave?
Doing pretty good, Ryan.
Good to have you, Dave. Chris, a.k.a. Chris Elanius, head coach, the Diamond Desert Dwellers. What's up, Chris?
How's it going, Ryan?
Good, my friend. Good to have you back on. You're going to kind of be our impartial judge for what we have going on this week's podcast. And making his first appearance on the podcast, Juan, some may say the lesser half of the Pokeballers crew. I don't know if he wants to say that. Probably safe to say that. And head coach of the Miami Heatrans. What's going on, Juan? Good to have you on the podcast.
Nah, man, good to be here. Thank you guys so much for inviting me. I would say, yeah, I would have to agree with you on the lesser half of the Pokeballers because then I might get a piece of bread thrown on my head like normally happens on the channel. But yeah, man, happy to be here. I'm excited to get started.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome to have you part of the society, part of the draft league now. Juan and the Pokeballers crew does some great content on their channel. Definitely, Chris Elanius and Pokeballers will be linked down below. So definitely check out their channels. They do a lot of great stuff, and having them part of the league is going to be awesome. But that's not what we're here for today because we got a lot of stuff to dive into. Last night was the Season 4 Majors Division Draft. So it's finally time to start breaking down teams, getting into some games. So we got to go through all 16 teams, all their picks, just go over like what we think their general strategies, what their strengths, weaknesses will be here. And then at the end of the podcast, we're going to rank them S, A, B, C, just first impressions. That's why Chris is here, because he can keep us in check since he wasn't part of this draft. His draft is coming up next weekend. So he can kind of be like, okay, Ryan, you're not that good here,
Yeah, let's take it back a step, Ryan.
yeah, knock you down a peg, which is fine. Okay, so let's bring up this. So we're going to go in reverse alphabetical order of the teams, which is kind of fitting because the number 1 overall pick went to Vero Beach, Volcaronas, and that's where we're going to start here. And their number 1 pick was G-Max Cinderace. So right off the bat, let's just start with that. Dave, how do you feel about G-Max Cinderace being the number 1 overall pick?
I think it's really hard to plan around if it has Libero, I guess. But I don't know what synergy it can mix with the others all that well. I'm looking at I guess Thunderous T maybe. I never really studied up on the Thunderous guys much, so I don't know what the difference between the flying one and the T form is. But he's just really hard. He's really strong. He's really hard to plan around. But as for synergy with the rest of the team, I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I think Juan, do you have anything you want to say about G-Max Cinderace?
If it gets paired on with Thunderous, I think Thunderous T gets Prankster ability. I'm not quite sure. I know that its normal form does have it.
Yeah.
But if it does have Prankster, and I don't know if it gets the ability to set Tailwind or not, that could be a pretty strong pair, Tailwind G-Max Cinderace. Mm-hmm. My thing with most of the team, as I'm looking into it right now, is that it's very, very fragile. Most of these Pokemon can be one-shotted by stronger Pokemon.
It gets Volt Absorb is its ability.
Okay.
Thunderous.
Okay, Volt Absorb? Okay, never mind.
So definitely going for some Electro shenanigans here.
Yeah. I don't know. I think G-Max Cinderace, when it's Dynamax with its speed and the fact that it can change typings, you don't really know what it can do. It's hard to plan ahead for, but it's one of those Pokemon that if you get one good hit into it, it's going to die. It's not going to last too long.
Yeah.
So
I think being the number 1 overall pick and then having to wait, 30 picks till it comes back, you probably just want to take something that's got pure power.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's kind of where he was going for with that, and then get your synergies when you have the back-to-back picks later. Like we all said, G-Max Cinderace, it has perfect near perfect coverage due to being able to change its type to whatever move it uses. It's a perfect Dynamax option. Gets a lot of great moves, Sucker Punch for priority, other things. So it's a good pick. I like the Tapu Koko and the Alolan Raichu synergy.
Yeah.
Like you do have Electric Surge and Surge Surfer.
Why? My thing is, if he was gonna go for Alolan Raichu and Tapu Koko, why didn't he first pick Regieleki? Get Regieleki paired up with Tapu Koko. Get the Volt Switches powered up by Electric Surge.
Yeah.
I think Tapu Koko is already a beast of a Pokemon. Regieleki is a beast of a Pokemon. Regieleki with powered up moves, by its ability and by Electric Surge, does like 2.2 damage per attack or something like that, which is ridiculous. He's gonna KO everything. So I think that would have been a really good pair.
Regieleki was never taken, so he could always swap that out later.
Oh, he can? Okay, so if he can swap them around, I think that would be a crazy swap for his team. Like that would take his team to like the next level, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think if he does that, though, he's going to need to swap some other stuff because we see
like
a lot of electric.
Thundurus isn't really an electric type due to its ground immunity, but you do have 4 electric types here.
Yeah, true.
So, a solid ground type is going to be trouble for him. I mean, he does have Articuno, which is obviously good against ground types. I would like a Hail Setter, though, for Articuno because I think if you can have Articuno in the back and stall out opponent's Dynamax and then bring him in Hail with its Snow Cloak ability, you can, that reduces accuracy down to 80%, for 100% accurate moves. So you can kind of steal some games at the end there with stuff like Snow Cloak. We talk about the, flexibility of Cinderace. He also has Silvally, which is obviously flexible due to it being able to be whatever type you want it to be. Type Null's a little weird. I'm not exactly sure what you would want to do with that.
I mean, throw an Eviolite on it, and it can be.
But what does it do is what I mean. I think it can learn Snarl for support options, but it's not like it in Thunderwave maybe, but.
Yeah, but I think Thunderwave is going to be already taken up by like a Alolan Raichu or any of the other ones.
Electric types, right? So
yeah.
I don't know what he plans to do with Ninetales. Like, what does? I'm not entirely sure what the Sun does here. Yeah, so maybe that'd be another switch he could consider later down the road.
Yeah, I think maybe using Ninetales for a. I don't know if there's one left in the beach here, but for a Hail Setter, I do like having a way to swap weather around.
Yeah.
So maybe you get either a Hail Setter to pair with Articuno, or you get, both Range Setters are taken right now, but, something else.
What tier is Alolan Ninetales?
It is also
already taken
here. Yeah, it was taken as well.
Because I would definitely use an Alolan Ninetales. I mean, I don't think I'd use the regular Ninetales at any point, especially since he's got some fire representation here. The G-Max, but I feel like there's a strategy. I just don't know exactly what it is. But I don't know. I don't know about this team.
I think it's so if you don't have a ground type, you're really worried about this team. But then if you have a ground type, you're not. Like the power level goes down.
So that's what I wanted to go with is like if I think to make this team like really, really, really good, if you change G-Max Cinderace into Regieleki and Circuitry into Crocodile, which is an Intimidate setter, or if you don't want Intimidate, you can set up Anger Point Crocodile, which is a really, really good physical attacker. I think this team could be really, really good, like amazing, because you can pair up Tapu Koko with Regieleki to set up the terrain and Regieleki, and then you swap out Tapu Koko into Crocodile and just Crocodile Intimidate and go off from there. And I think that would be like a pretty decent opener.
Yeah, that could be a decent swap if that's something he wants to go for. And Regieleki isn't like you can Dynamax it.
Yeah. Like you can Dynamax it. It's not
a bad Dynamax option. Like obviously it's a good support option or like strong Volt Switch, strong Thunderbolt, but it can Dynamax, especially with electric terrain support.
Yeah. But overall, I think it's a good team. I think there's a lot of strategies that he can go for, mostly based on electrics. But it's a good team. again, careful with ground types.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But let's move on to the next team. We've got the Tuscaloosa Talonflames.
Oh, this team scares me. Off the bat, this team scares me.
out.
There we go.
Oh, there it is.
No, this team scares me. I don't want to play against this team.
I don't know why these images all like moved around. Oh, I know why. I don't think Andrew put them into the actual cells, but that's okay. All right, so let's take a look at this. So he has Sun Core here, Torkoal, Venusaur, Charizard, very powerful Sun Core.
Yeah, they all got banned. They all got banned for a reason.
Yep.
in VGC Season 5.
Yep. Yeah, when he did all those banning. Then he also has what we kind of talked about earlier, the Accelagor Palossand combo, which can make Palossand very specially defensive.
Yeah.
So it makes Palossand a decent Dynamax target with that if you're not going up against physical threats. Gigalith also kind of pairs with Palossand because when you get out of Dynamax, you can use Shore Up to get back all your health. So you want the sand to get max Shore Up ability. I like this team, obviously.
Yeah, this seems very well crafted.
Yeah, like these are like your 6, right? You have Sun, and then you have this little sand Palossand package, right?
Yeah.
Like this is like your 6 here. I would like a Trick Room setter on here so that if you wanted to bring Trick Room for Palossand and Gigalith, I think it would be nice because obviously those are both really slow. But that's like the only major weakness that I have. Obviously, he's also missing Redirection, Intimidate, like kind of like the somewhat standard stuff that you see in VGC. But I mean, these are definitely 2 strong strategies here.
Yeah, like there's one of those teams that if you're trying to do your homework and trying to prepare ahead for this battle, you're not gonna know what to prepare for because he can hit you with the Sun team and he can hit you with the with the Palossand team. So this is a good team in my opinion. It's probably one of the top teams. From what I was seeing yesterday, it's one of the teams that definitely stood out to me.
Yeah, I think Chris, what do you think if he was to like change anything around or add some stuff? I do think you have stuff you can change around with these other picks.
Well, the combination you guys were talking about earlier with the Palossand was really good. Personally, I think if it were me, I still might even do this. I might be looking at like a Gmax Inteleon, I think. But it looks like he worked everything out pretty good. Like the whole idea that you want to chase after is you don't want your opponent to be able to prepare for what you've got. And it looks like with the Sunshine, the Sunsetters and some of these other types, that's exactly what they're going for. But I don't know much about Torkoal, so I don't know why he's so great.
As another thing for the Trick Room, like Trick Room would go good with Torkoal too.
Yeah.
So you just bring a really hard Trick Room team.
Torkoal sets the Sun, but he also has a really good moveset in Eruption and Yawn. So pretty much what you want to do with Torkoal is you open up Torkoal Venusaur, and then Venusaur gets his speed doubled by its ability. So then Torkoal puts one Pokemon to sleep with Yawn, and then Venusaur uses Sleep Powder on the other one, and you put both of the opponent's Pokemon to sleep the same turn.
Wow.
Yeah, and then you just go off from there. Another thing that I didn't even think about is he can combine both teams, like open up Torkoal and Accelagor, right? And then he gets the Sun, and then he uses Water Shuriken on the Torkoal slot, switches into Palossand, and then the Water move, the Water Shuriken is going to be cut in half damage because of the Sun. So then Palossand doesn't take any damage pretty much from the Water Shuriken, and he still goes +6 in defense.
Yeah, the only risk with that, right, is you're not Dynamax, so if they double up into that slot, there's still a chance of being knocked out. But I mean, that's not a bad, flipping around depending on what's going on. Like, it is an option.
Yeah.
Like
if you're not prepared for it.
In effect with this?
No.
No, we don't have sleep clause here. Oh, dang!
Everybody falling asleep.
Way scarier.
So the best way to counter this team, and this might be like a little bit of a cheap shot telling everybody else, but just have an electric type like a Dynamax or Tapu Koko or anything like that, because you can't fall asleep during electric surge.
Electric terrain will help.
Yeah.
Misty terrain will help. Fake out is really good against you. You can fake out either the Venusaur or Torkoal because they're not typically going to Dynamax that first turn and then be able to double up into them. You know, obviously weather control is fine. Like when I bring a weather team online and I go up against another weather team, I usually leave my weather setter in the back.
So you can switch into
the first turn and try to, like, you know, catch their weather that way. But that's an option. So
what does Magmortar have for abilities? I don't know. Does he have something for Sun?
Vital Spirit, so it can't be put to sleep, and it has Flame Body, I believe. So it has a 30% chance to burn if you come in contact with it.
Okay, so physical moves are a no-go.
Yeah. Like Magnetar's probably something that he'll drop pretty early. Like after he picked these 6
he was
from
random.
The core, he kind of just left. So the rest of these were all kind of randomized. But,
gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. He can like move stuff around. You could also like, okay, here's another strategy. Torkoal, Gigalith, Inteleon. You get a 0 attack Inteleon, have the Torkoal, right? So you don't have the Sun. You don't even need the Torkoal, but you can do weakness policy Gigalith, Aqua Jet the Gigalith, like self-proc your weakness policy. You know?
Kind of like a B-Tech Colossal.
Yeah. You know, and you can do different stuff with that. And, you know, setting up your own stand means you're got higher special defense, and Gigalith already has like massive defense. So
yeah, it's a bulky boy.
Yeah, so
no, and the Dene is actually pretty scary. The Dene as a supporting move, as a supporting Pokemon, is really good.
Yeah, he definitely has some options here. This is definitely one of the better teams.
Yeah,
for sure. All right, moving on from Tuscaloosa, we have the Tokyo Togekiss. Yeah, see, he didn't do this. All right, so let's take a look at the Togekiss here. They got Urshifu Rapid Strike, G-Max, Mimikyu, Hydreigon, Bisharp, G-Max Alcremie, Dusknoir, Uxie, Shiinotic, Mr. Rhyme, and Beware. Juan, what do you think of this team?
Oof. Okay, so G-Max Urshifu off the bat, that's like one of the best Pokemon in the game, in my opinion, right now. You put Focus Sash on that so it doesn't die of one shot. It can Aqua Jet to help you set up weakness policies. I don't really think that's too much usage in this team. No. But from what I've seen, it's pretty good. Then the triple critical move attack is actually really good, especially coming up against Pokemon like Mudsdale and stuff like that, or even Sandygast. If Sandygast sets up any type of defense and you use critical moves against it, the critical avoids all of the stat changes. So that can be killer for that. I don't know, man. I think it's a good team. I think most of the Pokemon that I'm seeing are physical. Actually, it's a pretty good spread of physical and special attackers. Yeah, it's a good team. I don't know much about Uxie and Shiinotic. I haven't really messed around with them too much.
Yeah,
but it's a good team. Mimikyu is scary for sure. Bisharp on what's it called? The Swords Dance is scary for sure. Urshifu is scary. Hydreigon is scary. So it's gonna be a rough team to face against as well. I don't want to write anybody off, man. I feel like people are gonna come up with like crazy strategies.
You can't write anybody off. Like it's all like a lot of like we're gonna be disclaimer if we're criticizing people or when we break it down, like we're gonna have to choose like S, A, B, C. Like it's right after the draft, so everyone's pretty compact. We don't know exactly how they're gonna use their team, so we're just kind of like grasping at straws for something to talk about here. So I don't want anyone's feelings to be hurt or anything.
Yeah, a lot of people probably had to scramble to change their plans midway too.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know what a lot of these Pokemon do. What does the G-Max Alcremie move do? Confusion? No, Confusion
it heals you and your teammate.
Okay, so that can actually be really good with a G-Max Urshifu. If it can like get back to full health after breaking the Focus Sash and it goes just right back to full. I'll be
Well,
really
not
good.
that much.
Yeah, it
Oh,
does
it doesn't heal that much?
it's like 25%, I think.
Okay, because usually like G-Max moves are busted, so I'm like, okay, if it's gonna do something
It's
like
not
that,
that
like,
busted.
okay, it's not that good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Uxie can do some support things.
Yeah.
In prison, trick room kind of stuff. I like they have like a somewhat decent trick room option anyway. Like
Yeah.
you can get off like free trick rooms pretty easily due to its ability.
Mhm.
Dustmore has Poltergeist now, which is a strong physical ghost type move. Genetic works a lot better in trick room. It's
Yeah.
more of a support Pokemon with Spore and Strength Sap. But like Bisharp with Defiant means you can't intimidate it. Like you said, with Swords Dance, I would like the only thing I would really like on this team is like some redirection. I could see dropping one of these seed picks and maybe picking up a Butterfree.
Does Shiinotic get Rage Powder?
No.
No, it doesn't. Okay. Never mind.
Really? I'm surprised about that
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah.
You'd
But
figure.
maybe you drop Shiinotic and just take Butterfree, and Butterfree Compound-Eyes Sleep Powder is just as good as Spore, and you get a Rage Powder as well. So that's the only thing, because like you said, Juan, you can Swords Dance up with the Bisharp, but you kind of want that redirection that first turn to like guarantee that.
Yeah.
So that's like one of the major things. But overall, solid team. Nothing like no synergies really. Like like oh, these two Pokemon go together to do something broken. But I feel like overall, like Mr. Rhyme is good. It gets Fake Out, Icy Wind, Hypnosis if you want to roll that dice. Screen Cleaner if you're going up against a screen team. So Mr. Rhyme is a solid support Pokemon.
Hydreigon too.
Yeah.
Hydreigon is a pretty good Pokemon in and of itself.
Hydreigon's probably the best Dynamax Pokemon that they have.
Yeah, probably after G-Max Urshifu. Because I think G-Max Urshifu is good, especially if you know that your opponent has a good chance of like protecting. Like if you play like a stall team, like Lapras or something like that, where they can just put what's it called? The songs move. It slipped my mind. Huh? I'm sorry.
Perish Song?
Yeah, Perish Song. If they play Perish Song and you know you're gonna be protecting back and forth, you can just Urshifu hit through protect even with this G-Max move. So it can get you out of sticky situations. So I think it's a good team. I think Hydreigon, Mimikyu, G-Max Urshifu, and Bisharp are gonna be like the main core, and then Dusknoir can probably get Trick Room from evolving into Dusclops. Like how would use Dusknoir is like a B-Tech Dusclops because it can get all the same moves. So like a Haze, Will-O-Wisp,
but
Trick
it can
Room,
attack
Split.
more. Like
it can attack more, yeah.
Bulky, obviously due to the Eviolite, but it attack stat is a lot better with your guys, so you can actually like do some damage with it.
Yeah, it doesn't have the all my friends are dead syndrome.
Yeah.
So it's a good Pokemon. It's a good Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah, the team's definitely solid. I would just like if there were some like OP synergies, but it's definitely a very solid team.
Sure.
Yeah.
It kind of seems more like the synergy is in the typing rather than in the like abilities. You know? Like I like the typing that they chose a lot for that, but
yeah, they definitely do.
He does have the Fighting Fairy Dark thing going on.
Yeah, Fighting Fairy Dark. Yeah,
that's a good core. All right, next up we got the Sin City Squirtles. So they weren't at the draft, so this is kind of a
random
random team. Yeah.
So Tornado.
I know it took Rhyperior, which I wanted.
Yeah. Rhyperior is good.
Delmice, I've messed around with Delmice in ranked before, and Delmice is actually not a bad Pokemon.
No, Delmice is strong.
Yeah.
Definitely strong. I think a lot of this team is going to come down to, like, Tornadus can set up Tailwind, but I feel like most of this team is going to want Trick Room.
Yeah, there's no Trick Room setter here, right?
Yeah, and Aromatisse, I think, is the only Trick Room setter here.
Yeah, some changes are going to need to happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, Omastar can trigger Rhyperior's weakness policy, set up a Trick Room, and with Rhyperior weakness policy and Delmice, you should be able to take out a lot of things. Because Delmice has an ability where it gets like a Steel typing, so its Steel type moves are boosted, its Ghost type moves are boosted, and its Grass type moves are boosted. So it's a good Pokemon. It's a really hard hitting Pokemon, and it's bulky too. So
yeah, for sure. Mienshao is a really good support Pokemon. I mean, Scizor can be scary.
Yeah.
They have Sceptile, but no terrain setter.
Yeah.
Was it a Grassy Glide guy?
No,
Yeah,
it gets Unburden, and the easiest way to trigger Unburden is with like a seed.
A seed, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that would help because Sceptile with like Unburden Swords Dance can be really scary.
Yeah.
But they don't have a terrain setter, so that's going to be harder for them. They can't even set up electric terrain with a Gmax Toxtricity because it's the Gmax one, so its move doesn't set up electric terrain.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, I think Rhyperior, Omastar, Delmice are probably going to be the main core. I don't really know what Tornadoes does too much. Never played with
Prankster
Tornadoes.
Tailwind. So
okay, Prankster Tailwind. Okay.
Yeah, Prankster Tailwind.
I think picking up like Porygon 2 wouldn't be bad here.
Yeah,
that was
Porygon
never
2
taken.
S tier.
It's S tier, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Or like Dusclops or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think Trick Room would be better than Tailwind here, but again, this was kind of just he got random stuff. So
right.
All right, going on to Dave's team, the Reno Weezings.
No, rain team.
This traitor.
Okay.
We're talking about the draft earlier in the day, and he's like, "Oh, I won't. There's a Pokemon I really want," and I was like, "Oh, what is it?" He was like, "No, if I tell you, you'll take it." I'm like, "No, I won't. I'll actually try not to take it." And he's like, "Oh, I want to get Torkoal." I'm like, "Okay, if Torkoal's there at the end, I won't take it." So Torkoal gets picked pretty early, at least in the middle of the first round. And I had told Dave, "Oh, I'm gonna take Kingdra." And what does Dave do?
You said
Kingdra.
you were gonna take Dragapult.
No, I said I want to do Politoed Kingdra, but I was saying I would wait to pick my S tier because there were so many good ones. I would just wait.
Well, even before all that was said, I was planning to go some sort of weather. So if it wasn't sun, I was planning to go rain. Yeah.
I mean, you didn't take Politoed away from him. Like, I think Politoed, in my opinion, is the better rate setter.
Politoed's better, but but Kingdra's better than what I got. But we'll get to what I got later. Okay, so let's take a look at Reno. So we got Glastrier, Mudsdale. So we got dueling horses, the Kingdra Pelipper core, Bronzong for Trick Room, Poliwrath also gets Swift Swim, Drapion, Heliolisk gets some different weather abilities. Oranguru, again, Trick Room, and Max Garbodor.
That's poison, right? Max Garbodor is poison both? Okay.
Yeah. So Garbodor is not that great, but I could see him coming in. Like, he is strong physically.
Yeah.
Obviously, pure poison type is a pretty good defensive typing. So we got Rain and Trick Room. That's what I see right off the bat here. And I think those are two pretty solid cores.
No, yeah, for sure. And then with Mudsdale having the ability that it boosts his defense every time he gets attacked, that's gonna be really good, especially if you want to do something like stall. Dave, if you want to do like Gmax Garbodor, poison everything, then just boost Mudsdale up like as much as you can, and then just stall with Mudsdale. Glastrier is pretty bulky too, and Glastrier is pretty strong with like close combats and stuff like that. It's a good Pokemon. You can definitely have a really, really good stall strategy aside from weather. So, and then Trick Room, obviously. The thing is, why do you pick Heliolisk as your? Was it one of your first picks? Heliolisk, I think it was your third, right?
If I told you, I'd be giving away one strategy, but it's not like a good strategy. I'll just say that it has mostly to do with like the lower tiers. But if I were to make changes here, I definitely maybe would do something with Poliwrath because I think he's a little redundant. And I was hoping to maybe get a fairy type. So I was thinking Sylveon instead of Bronzong at first, but I realized Sylveon was also taken. So we'll see. I'll look into it later.
Bronzong's a good.
He is very good trick room setter.
I think that this is how you look at it.
I'm happy with what I got so far.
If you are going up against a team with a lot of fake out users, you bring Oranguru.
Yes, exactly.
If your opponent doesn't have fake out users, you bring Bronzong.
Yep.
That because Bronzong's just purely better, but like Oranguru has inner focus, so you won't.
Oranguru also has like, if I weren't doing the fake out stuff, I could bring him for like telepathy, earthquakes, or like well, I guess Bronzong kind of fits in that region too.
Yeah.
But Oranguru also has instruct, so he could just earthquake twice in a row or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, and you can probably have like 2 Bronzongs ready depending on your matchup. One with Levitate and one with the ability that pretty much makes it immune to fire.
I was planning for that too. Yeah. It depends on who I'm up against.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely. I mean, Bronzong can do a lot of different things.
Yeah, it's one of the best trick room setters in the format, so that's good.
So it's kind of like, I feel like you lead off like Kingdra Pelipper and a lot of stuff, and then just have like Bronzong Glastrier
in the back for sure.
Basically. Yeah, like try to do as much damage as you can with Kingdra, and then bring in Bronzong and do that sort of stuff. But you know,
I wanted Rhyperior instead of Mudsdale, but I needed a ground type, so I was like, okay, he's only like a ground type, but he's still good.
Yeah, he is. He is
still good. Yeah, against physical attackers, he'll survive
for sure.
Yeah.
Chris, what do you think of this team?
I like it so far. I like what I see about it. I think if it were an option, maybe Politoed instead of Poliwrath, maybe, but I may be off on that. I do like the Drapion because in the back, towards the later end of the battle, if things aren't going your way, you do have the potential of like the lasting damage from a poison type attack.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like the water flying. I think that's going to be really good with Pelipper. Bronzong is pretty good for defense. And if you do end up needing to use the Heliolisk, it's not bad to have a weather changer to help support your team, you know?
I figured I brought Heliolisk mostly because, like, what am I going to do against water types? And with dry skin
would be 100% accurate in the rain.
Yeah, Thunder's 100% accurate, and with dry skin, he's immune to water attacks.
Yeah.
And
get some.
My only issue with this team was like there was nothing that could like work on its own except for like Drapion, who's C tier. Like everything kind of needs help. Like the horses need Trick Room, everything else needs rain. And the Trick Room guys are useless alone. So it was hard to find something that's just good alone. So I might have to look into that. Again, that might be another reason for like Sylveon if it gets dropped later, but we'll see.
Yeah.
No, it's a good team, man. You have a lot of options in this team. You can work out all the different things.
I'm happy with it for sure.
Last year is so powerful that unless like something hitting you with like super effective like twice and you're out of the Trick Room, then you're usually pretty good.
Yeah.
And Kingdra, even though it's like its stats are deceivingly not good, to put it lightly.
It gets Draco Meteor.
But due to its typing, it only has 2 weaknesses, and you know, obviously Swift Swim makes you faster, and then you're in the rain, so your rain attacks are a lot stronger, and you know it has good move coverage: ice, water, dragon, flying. So.
For sure.
Got Hurricane this generation, which is huge.
Yeah, and 100% accurate in rain as well.
Yeah. So. All right. On to the Pittsburgh Poltegeist. Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to Andrew. I don't know why he did this.
If you just click off and click back on, it'll move back. Everything will move to its proper location.
Go to this.
Like go to Reno and then go to Pittsburgh.
You sure?
That's what I've been doing for myself.
Oh, there you go.
All right. But still, the way I do it is I like put them into the cell.
Sure.
I think he just like clicked and dragged them over the cell, which is why it's like doing it a little different. But anyway, excuse me. So Pittsburgh Poltegeist, we got Urshifu Single Strike, the normal one, Whimsicott, Raichu, Poltegeist, Buzzwole, Klefki, Corviknight, Clawitzer, Haxorus, Sneasel. Pretty solid top end for sure. I mean, Urshifu is great. Whimsicott is one of the best Tailwind and Prankster users.
Yeah.
Raichu is a solid support Pokemon. You get Nuzzle, Fake Out.
Klefki, another Prankster user.
Yeah.
Yeah, Klefki, another good one. More so for like Thunder Wave and stuff, but Buzzwole I was trying to use, but I think it'll do a lot better with Whimsicott. I actually want to try it again on rank with a Whimsicott or a Tornadus team, so I'll try it again. It definitely needs the Tailwind support.
Corviknight is a nightmare, dude. Late game Corviknight is something that I don't want to play against. Late game Corviknight with just roost back up, attack once, roost back up, attack once, and it's a pain.
Yeah, if you're not hitting it for like super effective, consistently, yeah, for sure. That could be like a thing that he kind of just has in the back against certain teams.
Yeah.
In there. Clawwitzer's interesting. Don't see a terrain setter, which obviously like Terrain Pulse is one of the great new tools Clawwitzer got. But I mean, it still is a powerful Pokemon. I don't see a Trick Room user on here though.
Does Poltergeist get it? I don't know if does Klefki get it also? I don't know. I think one of the two might.
Klefki does.
I don't think Klefki does.
No.
Poltergeist might get it.
Oh, I'm
if it
thinking
did,
of the...
if Klefki had Trick Room, I think it'd be much better than C tier.
Yeah,
but I might be wrong.
No, I think I'm thinking of the flower one, the flower necklace. I remember what it's called.
Oh yeah, yeah. Comfy gets
Comfy. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. Which was why part of the reason why it's A tier. But yeah. So overall, pretty good team, I think though. Again, I know that it's hard to get redirection in this draft, but
You want more of it.
I look at a lot of teams and think like, oh, I would love like redirection on this team. I'm just checking if any of these get
I know all of my team has is like ally switch.
Oh yeah, ally switch is annoying. True.
It is. It is.
True.
Looks like Whimsicott gets Trick Room, so he could do that.
Wow, Whimsicott! Oh, it really does it?
Yeah.
So maybe like you do like a Tailwind and then switch Whimsicott out and then do Trick Room late game, but I don't know. I mean, Whimsicott's there for Tailwind, right? I don't think
his like top 4 Pokemon are all really fast though.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, but Poltergeist isn't that fast.
Yeah, but
like
it wants to shell smash.
Yeah, like you don't want to Trick Room with it, but yeah, that's why I definitely think like you just Tailwind up and then you go to town with like these 3 using Raichu or Klefki to support.
Yeah,
and then like Haxorus also really appreciates a Tailwind as well. So I think these Pokemon will all really appreciate the Tailwind from that. But yeah, Chris, do you have any comments on this team?
Well, I don't know a whole lot about Buzzwole or Clawitzer, to be honest with you, but I like the Urshifu. I think the Whimsicott's going to surprise us. I mean, Whimsicott's a great Pokemon, and, depending how they decide to use Trick Room, if they go that way with it. And, I mean, maybe they're using the Poltergeist. Maybe Poltergeist is going to be the Trick Room user. But I think this is a good team. The Corviknight's really good. Like you said, late game, Corviknight's really good. So I don't know too much about Clawitzer. Like I said, Haxorus is a really good choice.
Haxorus is strong, but it's fragile too. So
I have no clue. Yeah, Clawitzer is like one of the most mysterious Pokemon to me. I've never looked into it like once, so I have no clue. Like even its typing, it's like water, and is it just water?
It's just water.
Yeah,
pure water. So I mean, fine defensive typing.
But is it physical? Is it special? Because it looks like with its claw, it's special. Okay, so it's special.
Its ability boosts pulse moves.
Okay,
so like water pulse, hydro cannon. I think is part of that. Like
cool.
Different moves that are considered pulse moves, and terrain pulse, one of the new moves from Isle of Armor, it works with that. So that's why I'm saying like, oh, I would like some sort of terrain setter. I think all of them were basically taken other than the Indeedee, but I think you'd rather have Whimsicott than the Indeedee in this. So maybe he isn't able to do that.
I got like Galarian Weezing. Oh wait, Galarian Weezing got taken. Never mind.
Yeah. You got taken. All right, going on to Paris Saint-Germain. So.
No, this team is crazy. Can you have two Intimidate setters in one team?
Yeah, he's got Incineroar and Hitmontop.
Yeah.
Both Intimidate, both Fake Out.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of Fake Out. He's got Incineroar, Hitmontop, Gothitelle, all Fake Out. Amoonguss for redirection.
Yeah.
Azumarill is strong. You can Belly Drum up, redirect Belly Drum.
Yeah. Eat the berry, go back up, and you start taking things out. Yeah.
Yeah, but looking at it, like where is his offense? It's like Azumarill, and then what? Your C tiers?
That's the only thing. He basically has...
Oh, Greedent. Belly drums, and then she has Cheek Pouch. So she eats the berry, and then she gets another berry. So he just keeps healing up. And then... Oh, no, Cheek Pouch makes you get more health, right? When you eat a berry.
Yeah.
So it pretty much goes back to full health.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you just Dynamax that and start taking things out. So it's Greedent and Azumarill. I think he's going for a Belly Drum team with, the Fake Out and the Intimidates to just lower attacks.
That makes sense.
Paparaja can be fine outside of Dynamax with Sheer Force. Like, you can just throw a Life Orb on it.
Yeah.
And therefore, you're not taking the recoil and you're doing all that. This team really wants Trick Room up, though. So you're looking at Gothitelle and Jellicent as your Trick Room setters, because obviously Azumarill is very slow. Paparaja, Greedent, Drampa.
Yeah.
But I
think Drampa's a heavy hitter too, right? Drampa can hit pretty hard.
Yeah, Drampa's a good special attacker.
Yeah.
But again, you have double Intimidate Fake Out users. You have redirection. Like, you can get
Parting
Trick
Shot.
Room up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get Trick Room up pretty easily here.
Yeah, I think most of the time when they're battling, they're gonna want to go for the double Intimidates, the Fake Outs. It's mostly go for a support team with one central attacker. I think that's the way that most of the teams that you can build with this are gonna plan out. You have your Trick Room, you have your Intimidates, Fake Outs, Helping Hand, whatever you want, Taunt, and then set up the Greed and set up the Azumarill and just go off from there.
Yeah, do that. Maybe, like you said, Parting Shot out into whatever you want after the Trick Room's up.
Yeah.
Probably Ally Switch on the Gothitelle too to try and, like, prevent that sort of thing. Because Incineroar in the back, like, Incineroar can still do damage. So having Incineroar in the back after your Trick Room Dynamax option is done is still, like, good.
Yeah. Does Jellicent get Strength Sap?
Yes.
Oh, dude, Intimidate and Strength Sap is going to make your opponent's Pokemon hit for nothing.
Yeah.
And then Greed and
really
want special
fight specially here.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. There's a crazy team if you're not prepared to attack specially.
It is a team that requires setup, though. Like, they have the tools to do it, but it does require work to get going. So
something like Bisharp is going to have a good time here, though.
Yeah, if you have a Defiant user against them, then you're great.
Yeah.
Man, I wanted the Intimidate user. I almost got Scrafty, but that was
if Crocodile's still available, Crocodile's still Intimidate.
Crocodile's in B tier.
True.
There's still plenty of Intimidate users out there.
Like, when I was doing my spreadsheet of, like, all the Pokemon that I wanted, I wrote all the Intimidate setters. I was like, I need to get one of these. That's my goal. Get one of them.
Gyarados is still up there, too. I mean.
Oh, true. And Gyarados can get Moxie, too. So depending on how you want to play it. Yeah.
Yeah, you got Gyarados, Crocodile. There's a few. All right, going on to the Minnesota Nido-Kings. So Minnesota's kind of doing their thing here, but we'll get to that. So Spectrier, Entei, Crobat, Latios, Terrakion, Ninjask, Azelf, both Darmanitans, and Boltund. So Chris, what do you think of this team?
Well, I like the Spectrier. Obviously, Terrakion's the best of the sword trio, I think. Crobat's going to be a really good choice. He's really fast. I like the Ninjask. I personally like the Galarian Darmanitan as well. But I'm sure there's something with that. It doesn't look like there's any kind of weather setters from what I can tell. But there's a couple powerhouses, basically. So
there's more than a couple powerhouses, but I mean, this is my criticism, and you guys can chime in. Like, this team is just all, like, physical.
It reminds me a lot of his last season's draft, because it's like all speed, all power, no defense.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like the other team that we just saw, the PSG team, was all supporters with a couple of heavy hitters.
Yeah, this is like the complete reverse,
hitters.
right?
Yeah.
This is like the 180.
Like, I don't think he has any speed control options. Like, does
Crobat Tailwind is about.
Crobat Tailwind, yeah.
But I mean, he's just making his super fast Pokemon faster.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Does he have anything to set up Justified with Terrakion, like a beat up?
I don't. User? Does Spectrier get beat up?
I have no clue.
You wouldn't want to use Spectrier for beat up.
Yeah. No, I think I would do it.
There's got to be a Dynamax option here, or like a fast Will-O-Wisp, and then,
Maybe Ninjask gets beat up, but I wouldn't think.
Maybe a Zelf? I don't know much about a Zelf.
Yeah,
no, I don't think a Zelf does.
So, I mean,
gets like Trick Room in Prison.
Yeah, Trick Room in Prison, that would be good,
just a typical Psychic type.
Yeah. Do the Darmanitans have Inner Focus?
No. Galarian Darmanitan gets Guerrilla Tactics, and regular Darmanitan gets Sheer Force.
Sheer Force? Okay, so the only one with Sheer Focus is Entei, right? Or Inner Focus.
Yeah.
Entei.
And Crobat. Crobat has
Crobat, okay.
as well.
Okay.
So you can get guaranteed Tailwinds off, unless you're like KO'd by something faster.
Yeah.
Because you can't be faked out with Crobat. But again, you're just making your already plus
fast team faster,
faster, which, what is that?
Like this team probably loses to a Trick Room. Like, if you can set up a Trick Room. Like,
yeah.
Or all you have to do is call one protect, right?
Yeah.
Like, if they try and double up into something and you just protect with it, then,
Yeah, there's one of those teams where, like, if you're not playing tactically, like, or you make the wrong tactical move and you slip up, they're going to kill you with one shot.
Yeah, that's how it was last season, too.
Yeah. It's all out power, going big or going home, so.
Yeah. So I definitely think I love
everybody has room to swap stuff around.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like, don't take anything. Like, obviously, like, I'm scared of the power of this team, because what they have gives them room to add and drop things. Like, they have enough offense, so now they just got to find what offense they end up liking and then build around that. Like, Crobat's great as a Tailwind setter. Other than the Prankster ones, it's probably the best. And then you just need, like, you could even, like, take some of these offensive users and just get something that's, like, bulkier but still strong that could work better with the Tailwind. And I don't see, there's no fake out here. There's no terrain. There's no weather control.
Yeah, I would say get a switch into. Were both Gengars taken?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any Pokemon that can learn Trick Room and Imprison, and then just imprison the other team into not being able to.
Azelf can. Azelf can
okay, so
Imprison. So
there we go.
Have that.
So Trick Room Imprison.
I think Latios can also learn it, but I might be wrong there.
It's a possibility. I think Latios might actually. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So just cancel out the Trick Room as quickly as possible. Don't let your opponent set up a Trick Room, and you should be good to go with this team. Hope that they don't protect too often.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it overall is a good team if he makes the right subs. If he makes the right changes, this team can be very scary to deal with.
I could see him kind of like figuring out what offensive options he likes the first couple weeks, and then making a key swap in the third and fourth week just to get those last couple of pieces around.
Yeah.
Again, he doesn't have like Intimidated User. He doesn't have Redirection. Like, it's just the support options he's lacking, right?
Yeah.
He's got the Tailwind, so he's got speed control. He's got a couple ways to deny the Trick Room against him. Like, I think Spectrier can learn Taunt. I could be wrong there. But
I think it can, actually. I think it can. Yeah.
So you could taunt a Trick Room user too. But yeah, just, I would like some fake out stuff and just some more like control options. All right, on to the Mighty Psyducks. So they got their random team here. They got Gmax Venusaur, Regirock, Porygon Z, Braviary, Sylveon, Aerodactyl, Alakazam, Umbreon, Stoutland, and Throw.
Man, he took Porygon Z from me in the random. That made me sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sylveon
I had
me.
a couple taken from me from the random too. I was like, "Ooh, I hope this comes back to me 3 picks earlier." Well,
Like, what are the odds, dude? 6 Pokemon of 893, and they get the ones that we want.
Yeah. And I had to be the one to be like I
Oh,
could
yeah,
have
'cause you're the
given
one
them
doing it.
something else, but I was like, oh no, this is the best one out of these.
Yeah.
All right, so obviously because it's random, we're not going to really see a lot of synergy. So let's just kind of go based on like the power level here. He definitely has power in these three. Like all three of these can be Dynamax options.
Yeah.
He's just missing like the synergy with them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can flesh that out.
I want to say yes. Let me look it up.
Because you could do Inner Focus Throw, Bulldoze, Regirock to proc a weakness policy.
Let me see. I'm looking it up.
A lot of things learn Bulldoze. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it does. It gets Bulldoze, yeah.
All right. And it does have Inner Focus, right? I'm not just like making that up.
And then Inner Focus abilities. Yeah, Inner Focus and Guts.
Okay, yeah. So that is a combo. I mean, it's not the strongest one, but it is a combo. Dynamax, Regirock, Bulldoze, and then, you proc your weakness policy and everything.
Does Braviary get Tailwind?
Yep, Braviary gets Tailwind. Aerodactyl gets Tailwind.
Okay, I like Azam Trick Room, so Venusaur does good damage. If he can somehow get a Sunsetter, G-Max Venusaur is a lot to deal with.
Yeah, both Sunsetters are taken right now, but maybe he can like try and do a trade for the Ninetales because Ninetales is on Barrow, and we said like maybe it doesn't really fit the team.
Yeah,
could look into that if that's a swap they want to make. Umbreon isn't as strong in doubles as it is in singles. Like its bulk isn't as good. Stoutland is an Intimidator.
Yeah, Intimidate, yeah.
Okay, no wonder.
So it can do that. You could also, if you do the Regirock G-Max and set up Sand with a Rock Ball, then you could do Sand Rush Stoutland, but I don't think that's as good as having Intimidate. But, maybe you're going up against a team with Defiant or Competitive or something, and you're like, don't want to bring that.
I see a lot of Pokemon that are very, very hard hitting, dude. I messed around with Porygon Z for a while. Porygon Z with a Life Orb, it's ridiculous that you Dynamax that with Tri Attack or Hyper Beam Dynamax move, and it's insane.
Yeah, you could do Porygon Z with like Aerodactyl or Braviary, just set up a Tailwind, Dynamax Porygon. That way, the max strike will lower your opponent's speed anyway, so maybe you don't need the Tailwind, but I mean, it doesn't hurt, right?
Just to guarantee that first hit, just to guarantee that first hit it's good. And then G-Max Venusaur with the passive damage from the G-Max move is also really good too. So for a random team, it's not that bad. It could be worse.
He needs to make a couple swaps. Kind of like Umbreon, maybe even Alakazam he could swap. He could probably drop either Braviary or Aerodactyl, depending.
Yeah.
What he likes, so he doesn't really need two Tailwind setters. Probably drop Aerodactyl. It is pretty fragile.
Yeah.
Versus Braviary, but overall not bad. Definitely has potential. All right, here we go, Juan.
Oof. Don't tear me apart too hard, guys.
No, this is one of the stronger ones.
This is actually a good team. This is like when I was ranking all of them, I ranked everybody based on like 10 criteria, and I gave you a 7 out of 10, which was like the highest.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Out of everybody. So let's take a look at Juan's team, the Miami Heat ran. We got Galarian Moltres, Togekiss, Arcanine, Hatterene, Milotic, G-Max Pikachu, Rotom Mow, Mandibuzz, Pincurchin, and Doug Trio. So, Dave, what do you think about Juan's team here? Or actually, Juan, why don't you tell us about your kind of draft strategy first?
Oof. Okay. So like I said before we were chatting, is I try to copy I got inspired. Let's leave it at that by Wolfie VGC and the team that he used to win the Global Players Cup 2. Mm-hmm. So I went with Galarian Moltres. I didn't have Incineroar, so I went with Arcanine as my Intimidate setter. He can Will-O-Wisp, he can close combat, so he has good coverage all around. Togekiss for redirection. No access to Dusclops, so Hatterene with a Magic Bounce. So can be taunted, can be Will-O-Wisp, nothing like that. It just bounces everything right back.
Yep.
So that's
just
a pretty decent
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Parting Shot. I've learned that before.
Yeah, parting shot. It's okay. It's
Swap
okay.
you out.
Yeah. Then Milotic, the only bad thing about Milotic is that it doesn't get Aqua Jet. So I wanted to do like an Aqua Jet weakness policy shenanigans with one of the big ground type Pokemon, but that was not happening. So I just took Milotic because it's bulky, it can deal a lot of damage, it can stay on the field for a while.
Yeah.
Pink
Recover,
Urchin,
get
G-Max
competitive.
Pikachu was not planned. It was not planned. G-Max Pikachu, Pink Urchin happened when Palossand and Aselgor got taken away from me. I was like, all right, think of something new. So Electric Surge, only setter besides Tapu Koko. And then G-Max Pikachu to try to paralyze everybody so they can't hit me. Rotom
Why
Mo,
is
yeah.
sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Why is G-Max Pikachu like high? Is it just for the paralyzation or is it for other reasons?
So it's super fragile. Like G-Max Pikachu is one of those Pokemon that if I can get one hit in, I'll be happy. And
Sure.
yeah, like it's one of those things where my main strategy is not gonna really involve G-Max Pikachu and Pincurchin, but to maybe like try to keep people on their toes, just like throw people off, open up Pincurchin, G-Max Pikachu, paralyze both Pokemon, and then come in with like a big hitter, like have Moltres in the back or something like that, and just nasty plot Moltres and do the dark fire attack that it has where it hits both Pokemon in hopes that it doesn't get hit and just like slow everything down, make sure that I'm hitting first. I'm kind of just giving everybody my stuff, right? Like I'm telling everybody what I'm going to do.
I'll say this one. I really like Pikachu on your team for the reasons you said, and also kind of going off what Dave was asking too. Pikachu gets a lot of support options.
Yeah.
It has a good base 90 speed, so it's not slow.
Yeah.
You know, it's solid base speed for being a one Pokemon.
D-tier.
You get Fake Out, you get Nuzzle.
Yeah.
Does
it get Volt Switch? No, it doesn't get Volt Switch.
I think you get Helping Hand.
Yeah, you get Helping Hand. Yeah.
You can do something like a Scarf Volt Switch into a Galarian Moltres with Weakness Policy.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. You can do that. Lightning Rod will protect your Moltres, your Togekiss, your Milotic.
Yeah, that's another thing why I chose it. With Lightning Rod, I pretty much guarantee myself to take away a weakness from most of my Pokemon, so that's pretty good. Same with Rotom-Mo. I feel like Rotom-Mo is very underrated. Like Rotom-Mo used to be a really good variant. Mandibuzz, I'm pretty sure gets Tailwind. I'm hoping still gets Tailwind, so I'm not quite sure on that.
I don't think it does now.
Let me look. I know it used to get it in Gen 7.
Yeah, it did in Gen 7 because it was a tutor move. I don't think it has it anymore.
It doesn't look like it does.
No, it doesn't. Well, that might be one of my...
One you drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't get it in Sword and Shield.
Oh, wait, does it? In Sword and Shield?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. Level 18. I'm on Cerebi right now. On Cerebi right now, it says Gen 8. Sword and Shield out of armor. It's born with...
You're right. Yeah. 18, yep.
Tailwind level 18. So there we go. It doesn't get dropped after all.
It said Sun and Moon, so I didn't.
Oh, there you go.
it stays there. Yeah, like I think that my main core is gonna be something with I guess the first six that you see there: Gila, Moltres, Hatterene, Togekiss, Milotic, Pikachu, and Arcanine. With Pikachu and Rotom-Mo trading in and out most of the time. Other than that, if I want to switch it up a little bit, I might throw in Pincurchin there to boost Pikachu and use him more offensively. And then Dugtrio, it's there. Like it's just like maybe if
I mean you can use Dugtrio for trapping.
Yeah. Yeah, prevent stuff from leaving. But other than that, I don't think Dugtrio is gonna see too much gameplay. Maybe if I happen to do well and I'm already qualified for playoffs or something like that, I might throw it in there and try to build some strategy around them. But I don't want to disrespect anybody, so I'm probably gonna leave them, sitting on the bench.
Yeah, but again, Juan, like I say best team coming out of the draft.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Let's just hope that the coach can be as good as the players.
There you go. I'm sure you'll make them proud. Going on to the LA Kinglers. Right. LA Kinglers, they were kind of in and out of the draft. So like kind of half their team got randomly picked. So we got Rillaboom, Galarian Weezing, Aurorus, Talonflame, Rabombi, Vileplume, Tangrowth, Scolipede, Machamp, and Toxapex. Chris, what do you think of this gathering?
Well, I mean, I can kind of see how the randomness takes its place here, but I think Galar Weezing has a spot. The Rillaboom's a really good one. You can work around.
Yeah, Rillaboom's great.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Auroras.
It gets
Roravale
and snow warning. So
Is there
do hail? One of the more popular thing though is, so I would like Talonflame gets gale winds, so basically priority on its flying moves. So it can do priority tailwind, and then you can max Auroras with like a hyper beam, and
Right.
your max strike becomes
Ice
a max
type, yeah.
hailstorm. So, and it's boosted by refrigerate, so that could be a powerful ice option.
Wow, yeah.
There's not like a sunsetter here at all, right?
No. So Vileplume's pretty weak here. Tangrowth does get Rage Powder, and it's pretty defensively bulky. So
you got a lot of terrain. Maybe if he gets something with like terrain pulse, he could do,
yeah.
Misty terrain with Galarian Weezing. You could do grassy terrain with Rillaboom.
Yeah, because I don't think
Steel Roller.
Utilizing gas on this week.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think this Weezing could be traded out for a better Pokemon in Tier A that suits the team better, because you already have a bunch of terrain or weather setters in the team. You don't want to clash them too much, and then neutralizing gas doesn't really do anything for your team in this case.
No.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because you want to make sure you get your Grassy Surge. You want to make sure you have your Gale Winds.
Yeah.
Your Refrigerate.
Refrigerate. Speed swap stuff. So it's also like a form of speed control. Yeah, he's got to make some moves here for sure. I think this might be kind of the more randomest team we've seen.
Yeah, it's probably the team with the least amount of synergy. I was supposed to say surgery. Synergy, just because like there's too many things going on at once in this team. Like you want too many different things happening.
Yeah, I mean, Rillaboom's good, Talonflame's good, Tangrowth is fine as a C tier redirector sort of thing.
Yeah.
I do like Auroras. Just again because I think it is a solid Dynamax option. With Refrigerate and with Talonflame to give it that speed, but I could see kind of swapping out any number of these other ones.
Sure.
He needs like a Trick Room sort of thing too, maybe at least. Like you can do Taunt Talonflame, which isn't too bad.
Yeah.
If you keep Weezing, you can put Taunt on it, but yeah. All right, moving on. El Paso Electros, a.k.a. the 8th gym leader of the region because it's all dragons.
Yeah, I noticed that. This team is extremely weak to ice.
Yeah.
Not very.
Super, super weak to ice. Oh, my goodness.
Look at there are two.
Try on your team, like, forget about it.
Three Pokemon that are 4 times week to ice? Garchomp, and Noivern? Yeah.
4 times weak to ice. Gudra's weak to ice. Zarude's weak to ice. I mentioned Freeze Dry just because you got Inteleon and Starmie as well.
True. All right, now bringing out my Lapras.
Yeah,
let's see.
So, but let's go through the Pokemon. So we got Zygarde, Garchomp, Gmax Gengar, Gmax Inteleon, Zarude. I'm glad somebody picked Zarude. I'm excited to see what it can do. Starmie, Gudra, Noivern, Torracat, and Spiritomb. So, we already talked about very heavy on dragons. Dragons aren't a bad typing, but again, if your entire team is so weak to one type, you do leave yourself open to, just one Pokemon taking you out. Going through here, I like Torracat as a C tier pick.
Best next thing after Incineroar. Like, you put an Eviolite on that to get his bulk back, and it learns pretty much all the same moves. So
yeah, exactly. You get Power Strike, you get Fake Out, you get Snarl.
Yeah.
Actually, you don't get Snarl.
No, but you get Intimidate too. So Intimidate's still good.
Yeah, so it can do basically everything. Pure Fire type, so that's not bad either. You don't have like any of the dark
Yeah, not, at least something's not weak to Fairy.
Fairy, yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah, because even Spiritom's weak to Fairy. Gengar's not weak, but I mean, it's still going to die to 1 or 2 hits.
Yeah.
From anything.
I mean, Jungle Healing on Zarude is going to be interesting. I've never really seen it in action, so that's going to be a good Pokemon.
What does it do? Is it 25% health, and then it heals all statuses, right? From both?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, from both Pokemon, which is actually a pretty decent move.
Yeah, that's not bad.
With Goodra's bulk, it can be really, really annoying to deal with Goodra, especially because Goodra probably has the best typing out of all the dragon types. With the Dragon Poison.
Pure Dragon with its bulk.
Is it Pure Dragon? I thought it was Dragon Poison.
I think it's just Pure Dragon.
Yeah, it's Pure Dragon.
Wow. Never mind. Okay, so at least it's not 4 times weak to Ice. So it can get the job done. Even Inteleon, like if Inteleon manages to survive because it's more of a frail Pokemon, it can like boost it up a little bit. So it's just watch out for Ice. Like have something to take you away from Ice. I don't know if none of these are terrain setters, right? Or weather setters.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have any terrain setters. He doesn't have any weather setters. Noivern can do Tailwind for him.
Yeah. Hail's gonna be rough.
Spiritom's
I don't think we have any Hail teams in the mix though.
No,
we got one.
Like
we got one.
But if we have like the Aurora's mix, or if we have the Alolan Ninetales just coming out, and maybe like 1 or 2 like Ice type.
Oh, Alolan Ninetales will destroy this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think he has some good trade fodder here, so maybe he can make some trades. Like I know we talk about like free agent swaps, but trades do happen between teams.
I think having your 2
are the same type and kind of do the same thing, so I would like some variety there.
What's Zygarde do? I don't even really know much about it. All I know is it's like Dragon and Ground.
It's a Dragon Ground. Its main thing, so its ability is useless. That's the first thing.
What's its ability?
It's something like it turns into the big boy, right? It turns into like the 100% Zygarde or something like that. Does it? I know that in Gmax battles, at least, it turns into 100% Zygarde after a certain like damage drop. But I don't know how that applies in game.
Big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a strange Pokemon.
I think you need it to be 100%, and the 100% one is banned, so you can only use the 50%.
Okay. Good to know.
Its signature move, Thousand Arrows, is a ground type move that hits flying types and knocks them down. So I mean that's fine, and it does have good stats.
Does it levitate guys?
Yeah, it hits levitate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it is good against Rotoms and everything. I could see him swapping out one of these though, because again, they kind of do like the same thing.
Yep.
But yeah, just kind of like the heavy on the one type sort of thing. All right, going to Driftvale City Dragapults. We got Gmax Rillaboom, Dracovish, Alolan Ninetales, who we were just kind of mentioning, Sableye, Naganadel, Aegislash, Trevenant, Tyrantrum, Sirfetch'd, and Frostlass. So, Dave, what do you think of this team?
What does Tyrantrum do? I don't know anything about that Pokemon.
Does it have Intimidate? I don't know if it has
Intimidate. No, it doesn't get Intimidate. It gets
I think it's like the Hard Jaw or whatever, Jawbreaker or something like that.
It gets
for
what's the one where you don't get recoil? Rockhead or something?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So you use recoil intensive moves?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't any good ones other than I think like Head Smash. It gets Strong Draw and Rockhead.
What does Sableye do? I know it's like defensive.
Sableye is really good. It gets Prankster.
Okay.
Quash is a really good move. Like Quash, like pretty much makes whatever Pokemon it targets automatically go last that turn.
Move last, yeah. What is he using Hail for? Is what I'm wondering.
Frostlass,
Frostlass.
Yeah, I think it raises his evasiveness, right? His ability like raises evasiveness.
Snow Cloak if you want to do that. Although I'd probably rather have Curse Body.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean
Aurora Veil Ninetales
fine. Like he could just be setting up Aurora Veil.
Yeah. Aurora Ninetales. Gmax Rillaboom is a good pick. Draco Rage is a good pick. Sableye is a good supporter. Does it get Fake Out? Fake Out Sableye Quash?
Yeah, it does.
So with Prankster, that's a really, really good support Pokemon.
Yeah.
Does Trevenant get Trick Room?
Trevenant does. Yep. Trevenant gets Trick Room.
That's a decent Trick Room setter. The one that I'm not really too sure of, and that's because I don't know enough about the Ultra Beast, is Naganadel. I don't really know what Naganadel does. Like that's my
very fast. Dragon Poison typing.
Yeah.
Good typing.
It's just like an offensive Pokemon. It's not like
it's just fast and powerful.
And it has like good. It has pretty good special attack. So again, with Beast Boost, you can get like out of control with it.
Yeah.
So Dragon Pulse or Draco Meteor, and then like Sludge Bomb.
Sure.
It can do some stuff. It's kind of just like one of those where if you can start getting a couple Beast Boosts out of it, you might be able to sweep something.
Okay. So it's like an overall decent
Ultra Beasts, right? They're just like most of them are kind of offensive.
Yeah, a lot of them are glass cannons. Since I never played Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, I was never really like into the Ultra Beasts. Like I never really knew too much about them. But from seeing them like now, they're technically, like, for the most part, they're glass cannons. Like they're super heavy hitters, except for like Stack Attack.
But Dynamax helps them in that respect because you're
doubling
your bulk, so you're getting more attacks out, sweeping more. So that definitely helps with that. Overall, though, pretty good team, like you said. Rillaboom's great. Dracovish is strong. I would have liked to see Dracovish get thrown on a sand team now with its Tin ability available, but still like Scarf and Strong Jaw is still great. Ninetales is a good like middle ground between support and offense. Sableye is great support. Ninetales good offense. Aegislash I think is a pretty solid pick at C tier. It can be pretty strong. It's weaker in doubles, however, due to being able to be hit twice.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think about this team, Chris?
I really like it. I think Sableye brings a lot to it with Fake Out. With I don't know how heavy they might rely on it, but Sableye also knows Disable.
True.
So that's pretty helpful. I like the G-Max Rillaboom and the Aurora Veil Alolan Ninetales idea. I think that's more what it is.
Yeah.
Than the Hail.
True.
And then I don't know too much about Ultra Beast either way.
And it's more of just a purely offensive Pokemon. It's not gonna. It can learn Nasty Plot.
Okay.
Try to do like a Nasty Plot setup if he wants to try and like Fake Out with Sableye and then Nasty Plot and then quash something the next turn and do that. So it can do some things, but it's kind of just like an offensive sweeper there.
I think we'll see Aegislash maybe towards like late game, like because in doubles, like you said, he gets attacked more than once, so it's kind of hard for him there. But he might be to stall at the end.
Yeah, for sure.
For some solo defense once it gets to the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, for sure, I could see that. Going on, Denver Ninetales. So we got Denver Tyranitar Excadrill. So we got good sand core there. Reuniclus, Conkeldurr, Meowstic, Crawdon, Toxtricity, Vikavolt, Wigglytuff, Turtonator. So you got that sand pairing there, and then I see a lot of Trick Room stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, if you open up Tyranitar Excadrill, that's already a super solid opening. Somehow trigger Tyranitar's weakness policy. Dynamax Tyranitar. So Dynamax Tyranitar with weakness policy, and then Sandrush Excadrill is already insane. And then in the backroom Trick Room, a backdoor Trick Room with Meowstic and Conkeldurr. That's already Reuniclus and Conkeldurr. That team is crazy. That's gonna be a pain to deal with.
Yeah, you could I don't know how much damage it would do, but if, let's say, you have like max attack, max HP Tyranitar, and you do like what you're saying, and you just Earthquake with Excadrill on the first turn.
Yeah, true.
I don't know how much damage that would do to your Excadrill. It might be more than you would like to proc the weakness policy, but that is an option.
Does Reuniclus know Levitate?
It gets Overcoat, so it wouldn't take sand damage. Magic Guard's its best ability, so it won't take sand damage. You can throw Life Orb on it. It won't take the recoil. won't take poison damage, burn damage.
Yeah.
So Magic Guard is by far its best ability.
What's the point of Overcoat then? This is just
they're
absolutely
really,
worse.
I mean, Magic Guard's a hidden ability, so.
Yeah, it's just in
okay.
case you look at that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So
The only thing is, like, I would consider maybe a ghost type because you could do some boom burst shenanigans with toxicity and like throat spray and stuff.
Toxicity pairs really good with Excadrill. I kind of like asked her to do that. Yeah, because you can
Sludge Wave.
You can Sludge Wave. Excadrill and Tyranitar are both resistant to your boom burst.
Yeah, that's true.
And with the stand up, Tyranitar is even more resisted due to getting the special defense increase.
Yeah. Then Iron Fist Conkeldurr with all the coverage it gets Ice Punch, Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, Mach Punch, Mega Punch, like a Drain Punch even.
You could do Discharge with extra drill too.
Yeah.
Meowstick's really good. Fake Out, Helping Hand. It can do Trick Room. It gets Prankster. Prankster screens from Meowstick.
I think this is another really good team.
Are Reuniclus or Meowstick.
Yeah.
Depending on if you want to be an offensive Trick Room setter or a support Trick Room setter.
This is probably a direct counter to my team too, just because Galarian Moltres is not going to do anything to most of these Pokemon. Yeah,
Galarian Moltres against Tyranitar won't be good for you.
Yeah, even Excadrill, if it has like Stone Edge or Rock Slide or anything like that.
Rock Slide, it can Dynamax against you.
And then Conkeldurr with Ice Punch or Thunder Punch can do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So yeah, this team, and then Pikachu is not gonna be able to hit half of or at least Excadrill, and it's not gonna do too much on Tyranitar either. So there's a pretty good counter in my team.
What's Wigglytuff do?
Competitive and like Trick Room stuff. It's got really high HP and as competitive. Wigglytuff's probably one that you'll want to drop. Same thing with maybe like Vikavolt or Turtonator.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to drop Turtonator for?
Yeah, you might keep Turtonator. It's not like horrible. It's only weak to ground and rock, I believe, are its only 2 weak, and dragon. So it's only got.
It do well in Trick Room.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can do well in Trick Room and against physical teams. With Intimidator, maybe you can drop one of these C tiers for either like a Butterfree, both Butterfree.
How many Intimidators are even left though? There's probably like.
I mean, there's a few in B tier.
Oh, okay.
There's like a 2 or 3 left in B tier. Like they're there.
Does Crawdon do anything? I don't even know what Crawdon.
I hear it's really good. I don't know why.
Really?
Trick Room is good. So it gets Hyper Cutter, which means it can't be intimidated. If you're not afraid against Intimidate, you can do Adaptability, which means all your stab moves are twice as powerful instead of 50% as powerful. So you got that. Those are its ability options. Aqua Jet for priority.
Okay.
Swords Dance, Crab Hammer, Knockoff. Those are kind of like the 4 main moves. So I mean, it's good in Trick Room, but you can also just like Aqua Jet stuff, and it has like a very high attack, and it can't be lowered due to Hyper Cutter. So
it's pretty good.
Kind of like what it does.
Hell yeah!
But yeah, good team though. I think this is a very solid team. Again, swap a couple things out because you have too much redundancy in your like Trick Room options, but yeah, very good team. Next up is the Charm City Charizards. So we got Urshifu Rapid Strike, Dragonite, Clefable, Gengar, Tapu Bulu, Nidoqueen, Tauros, Ditto, Aggron, and Togetic in the D tier.
Togetic off the bat is probably one of the best D tier picks.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Clefable.
Yeah, Clefable's good too.
It's so good.
Dragonite is good. Does it get Inner Focus?
Yes.
Yeah, Inner Focus. So no Intimidate for Dragonite. Gengar for Trick Room, even in prison and stuff like that, is a good Pokemon. Does he have anything that can sail up Tailwind for him? No, right? No Tailwind.
But
Togetic maybe?
Oh, dude, if Togetic gets Tailwind, it should be like A tier right now. Like, give that thing an Eviolite.
I don't think it does because like you never see a Togekiss doing it, right? So
Yeah.
True.
I mean, I'll look
Okay.
it up right now while we're discussing, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. It's only going to do like Helping Hand, Yawn.
What does
Okay.
Aggron do? Is it just good type? Well, not even that great in typing.
Yeah, but is it Steel Round? Steel Rock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Steel Rock, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't get a Tailwind.
Okay, no Tailwind. Okay, so it's not that broken.
Yeah.
What does Ditto? I'm interested to see what he does with Ditto, dude.
Ditto
Like,
is
in doubles?
weird in
Yeah.
doubles. Like, I mean, you can do some stuff with it, but
it doesn't copy typing, right? It just copies movesets and the look. It doesn't really copy
Copies typing.
oh, it copies typing. It copies
Okay.
everything except the HP.
Okay.
And you get boosts and stuff too. So if someone's like sweeping with an Ultra Beast and you throw Ditto in there after, you get all the boosts that the Ultra Beast got.
Wow. Okay, so it's like a mirror match type of thing. Okay, so Ditto's gonna be interesting to go up
But
against.
in doubles, so you know how you have left side, right side in doubles?
Yeah.
If you put Ditto out on the left, it's gonna only copy the Pokemon that's across from it. So it's like you gotta know which side.
Man, that's clunky.
Dude, imagine you like predict the switch into Ditto, so then you like switch yourself into something that has no like actual attacks. Yeah.
Exactly. So Tauros can learn Intimidate, so he does have an Intimidate user.
Okay.
Bulu at least
Grassy Surge.
Grassy Surge, yeah, although it doesn't get Grassy Glide, but he does have
weird
control. Nidoqueen's a strong Life Orb user due to sheer force. Again, he's got Clefable if he wants to do more redirection, if he doesn't want to go with Togekiss, like Clefable's fine.
So Nidoqueen's also a good choice because of the poison typing.
Yeah.
But it also covers a lot of ground if you know they feel like they're missing any coverage. It's got the Fire Punch, the Ice Punch, the Thunder Punch, like we were saying.
True. Yeah.
But the other one, so
does it get sheer
run it as like a special attacker anyway, with like flamethrower and
its attack stat is better, but usually you run it as a special attacker just so you don't have to worry about Intimidate and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And its special attacking moves, base power are stronger, so I think it kind of evens out, like when you take into sheer force and everything.
Yeah, sheer force.
Because you can run Ice Beam, Flamethrower, Sludge Bomb, Earth Power.
I think it's pretty decent core.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can get like a Ice type that can like Ice Shard into Dragonite for like a weakness policy proc.
Yeah, I think maybe
Max Dragonite and weakness policy.
Maybe.
Like I'd be looking for maybe like a special attacking Ice type that just happens to learn Ice Shard. That way it's like, it's still weaker, but
yeah, for sure.
Overall, not too bad. Can move a couple things. Like I don't like Ditto in doubles, period, but that's more my bias. All right, last team, Boston Braviaries. Dave stole my pick after I told him what I wanted.
Okay. Hey, I told you I'd trade.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that. That sounds like...
I mean, to be fair, Politoed Barraskewda is still pretty good.
Yeah, but I want Politoed Kingdra, damn it, Juan. Damn it, that's what I wanted. And I was one pick away from it.
I know. It was a snap decision. Had I thought about it, I wouldn't have done it.
If you drop Kingdra, I'll pick it up, but I'm not going to ask you to trade Kingdra for Barraskewda. That's a bad trade.
I mean, Landorus T is the reason that, Paralyze got nerfed to the ground, pretty much.
The reason why what got nerfed?
No,
Paralyze?
You're thinking Thundurus.
Okay, never mind. Okay,
Thundurus is why, Thunder Wave and all that. Thundurus.
Yeah, okay.
Landorus T is just broken.
It's Intimidate too, right? Is it Intimidate?
Yeah, Intimidate.
Yeah.
Yep. So, Landorus T, Politoed, Barraskewda. So we got a little Rain Core here. Nidoking for Life Orb attacker. Jinx, Fake Out, Lovely Kiss. Can do stuff like Icy Wind. Gets Oblivious so it can't be taunted. Helping Hand. Scrafty, Fake Out, Intimidate. So double intimidates. Ludicolo also gets Fake Out. You see, I like Fake Out.
It gets boosted by Rain too.
Yeah. Yep. Swift Swim. Another Swift Swim user. Manectric is Lightning Rod. That's the reason I picked him. Carbink can do some things. Trick Room, just very bulky. And then Magnezone, because I wanted a steel type, and there really isn't a lot of good like seed tier steel types. So I might end up looking to get rid of that. But I'll let you guys kind of grill me on this team. So Chris, why don't you start? Tell me how bad this junk is.
Aw, it's not bad.
I mean, I hate most of it. I'm just kidding. No, I like the Magnezone way back in the C tier over there because he is kind of bulky for one, and he has a couple debuff moves. Obviously your Landorus is pretty good to have there, and I like the combo you're going with the Politoed Barraskewda. And I mean obviously if you had the Kingdra, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's way better.
But
Politoed doesn't need to be a range sweeper, right?
Yeah.
Like we've seen it. It can just be a support Pokemon with like Perish Song to like win the game at the end.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, Politoed, everybody thinks of it as the range setter, but Politoed is surprisingly good still, you know?
Yeah.
On its own. I like it. I mean, I don't know how it holds up in doubles, but I think Politoed
is really good in doubles.
Yeah, it is. It's really good. Nidoking gets Poison Point, right? And Sheer Force too?
Sheer Force, yeah. I would use that as Sheer Force. Sheer Force Life Orb. It'd be like my non-Dynamax offensive Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's just a more offensive version of like Nidoqueen. So you run Ice Beam, Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, Flamethrower, Protect.
Because I was thinking on the lines of like supportive Politoed with Perish Song, just poison the other Pokemon and just grind it out with like Ludicolo.
I don't like poisoning just because that's a very slow burn.
It is, yeah.
Doubles is much quicker than singles.
Yeah. Especially because we're doing 4v4, so it's not even like you can switch around too much.
Yeah.
But I mean, but Perish Song, like if you're up 3-2 in the end game and you can get a Perish Song off safely with Pokemon that have Protect and Fake Out, which I have 3 Pokemon with Fake Out, like you can easily win that scenario.
Yeah. Overall, I think it's a really good team. I think Landorus is scary. Politoed is scary. Barraskewda is scary.
After Dave took Kingdra, I was like, well, God damn it, now I got to pick a super strong S tier because I don't want to have to wait 30 picks to pick another one. So I was just like, okay, Landorus T is like...
No, it's good, dude. It's good. It's
top tier.
Yeah.
Overall Pokemon, you can Dynamax it. You don't need to Dynamax it, though. Dynamax options on my team, Landorus, Barraskewda, of course, if I'm going with the rain thing. Ludicolo isn't half bad.
Yeah.
I think I want like one more Dynamax option, though. Because, again, I don't want to have to rely on Dynamaxing Landorus.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Magnezone a bad Dynamax guy? Or
Which
no?
one?
Magnezone?
He's not bad, but I mean, he is 4 times weak to ground.
Yeah.
So,
doesn't he get Levitate?
No, he
Magnet
Analytic and Magnet Pull. So you would run Analytic.
Okay.
Mostly. I mean, I might throw a balloon on him and be like, okay, you gotta hit him at least once until he's
Shookaberry.
But yeah, Shuka could be all right. Like if I'm Dynamaxing him, throwing the Shuka will let him survive at least one hit. But
yeah,
still,
Manectric is really good coverage in this game. Really, really good coverage. Yeah. Manectric, yeah.
So, I would like a redirection on this team too. So I might be looking for Butterfree when week 3 comes up. I mean, we'll see. We'll see where I'm at with everything. Carbink's kind of there. Again, it's a bulky Trick Room setter. Kind of to more support like Scrappy and Magnezone if I want to do anything with them. Magnezone has base 60 speed, so I mean it can do okay in Trick Room against faster teams. Jinx is just a good support Pokemon. So overall, I like where the team ended up, despite the draft part there. Okay, so yeah, that's all 16 teams. So guys, do you want to take a look at the schedule first, or do you want to do the ranking now?
Let's do the ranking while it's fresh in our minds.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a ranking, yeah.
Okay. take a look. So we're gonna rank all 16 teams on a S to C, or I guess D.
Oof.
What do you think? Do we want to throw D or do we want to be not so mean?
I mean, to be fair, it's only like a first look. Like
if you get rid of D,
Yeah.
C is just as embarrassing.
Yeah.
All right, fine. But I mean, there'd be more people embarrassed, right? We could like
it's an equal.
Like, it might only be 1 or 2 teams in D.
Honestly, I feel like the only 2 I'm putting in D are just the ones that had to
get auto-picked.
Get random. Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay, so let's just kind of go in order here. So Tuscaloosa Town Flames. So they had the Sun Core and the
Palisand. Yeah, I would put that as an A tier probably. Like I think it's one of those teams that like you don't know what's gonna snap at you. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
it's pretty high up there.
Maybe even S tier.
Yeah, you can argue ST for them. Yeah, like depending on how good he plays with them.
Like, look, Chris, what do you think? Be the tiebreaker.
I think it's S2 myself.
You think it's S2, Dave? Chris, what do you think?
I kind of think it's S tier as well.
Yeah, run it at S tier.
Yeah. Just from like first look, like they need to fill out the rest, but their 2 main strategies are just they're competitively viable strategies.
Yeah.
And they have 2 of them, so I think that's good. So we got my team, the Braviaries.
Your team. I would say if you had Kingdra, I would put you at like an AS tier. I think since you don't have Kingdra, it's like an AB tier.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's definitely an A.
Yeah.
There's a lot you can do with your team. I like it.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dave? So A or B? I'll let you be the call.
I think Landers is gonna take you far.
Yeah, Landers
alone. So I'm gonna put you A.
Yeah, get that Kingdra. You'll be competing like to win everything, dude.
Oh yeah, if I had Kingdra,
yeah, that's an S team for sure. Like,
Dave, maybe we will work out a trade. I'll have to give you some good stuff, but and that's only if like
we'll see.
Yeah.
Charm City.
Okay, Charm City. What did they have? They had Rapid Strike Urshifu. They had Clefable. They had Dragonite.
Let me see.
They didn't have a lot of.
I think they're B. I think they're.
Yeah, Clefable.
They had a good core, but beyond that, it wasn't anything too spectacular. I think they're kind of middle of the road.
I gotta look at their team again.
Clefable, Dragonite, Rapid Urshifu, Gengar, Tapu Bulu, Ditto, Nidoqueen, Tauros, Aggron, and Togetic.
Like they got some powerful stuff. Like I feel like Dragonite is like their most powerful Dynamax option.
Yeah, for sure.
Why don't people Gmax the Urshifus all that much?
Mainly because
the base moves are so powerful, like Wicked Blow and Rapid Strike.
So good.
Yeah, the fact that it's guaranteed critical, or the Water one gets the Aqua Jet
against it. So I mean,
makes sense.
Yeah, that's mainly the reason why.
I mean, it's kind of.
I'm almost like leaning C though.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's split B and C for me. I'm kind of thinking C, but it's got some really good elements, but it's leaning me towards C a little bit more.
See, for me, the C tier, I would like leave it for the teams that have like no synergy whatsoever, like the ones that we talked about that are like super offensive with no support.
Okay, he does have redirection and intimidate. So okay, I'll put him. He's like a low B to me.
Yeah, like he has a little bit of synergy, but it can be better. Like you can work it out.
All right, next is Denver Ninetales. So they have the Tyranitar Excadrill, and then the Trick Room stuff with Reuniclus, Kelder, Meowstick.
To me, that's an S tier.
I think that's A. Oh, okay.
A, you think A?
Yeah.
I mean,
A or S. Honestly, I think they are very good. I don't think they were better than Tuscaloosa, though.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think they're better than Tuscaloosa.
I think I have the bias that they probably have the best counter to my entire team. So I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't want to face against them. Like,
true.
But yeah, A tier, good. Tyranitar, Reuniclus, Excadrill, for sure.
Yeah. Do you agree with that, Chris?
Absolutely. I was going to say the same.
Yeah, I think they're an upper A. Like, I think they're better than mine just because they have 2, like, pretty viable strategies.
Yep.
Like, my team's more just, like, I can do different, like, general things. Not just, like, write this up. Okay, Driftvale City Dragapult. So this was Gmax Rillaboom,
Sableye.
Yep, Sableye is good. That's like a linchpin on their team.
Yeah. Alolan Ninetales.
Yeah, Alolan Ninetales.
I don't know if A is too high. It's either like a high B or low A. I really like that team.
I think
B.
I think B. Yeah, I think B.
Like if we're putting Charm City,
I think
I
B.
think Dragon
Yeah.
Bolts are pretty
Agreed.
similar to them. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, I think B for sure. I think
I might even put
exactly.
them
You were
below
saying that.
Charm City.
Yeah, I just there's some Pokemon in
Well-
there that were like I don't know why they're here. Kind of like
Yeah, like I
Alolan
like
Ninetales.
Rillaboom. Ninetales is fine. It's a good Pokemon. Sableye is great. Dracovish, I'm kind of like 50-50 because you don't want to Dynamax Dracovish,
yeah,
which makes
he
it weak to like different strategies. Like if you have a strong Pokemon, you can't Dynamax it, then you're just like such fake out fodder. I don't know. Maybe I think too much about fake out because it screws me over a lot. But
Yeah, Fake Out's annoying, man.
yeah, but, you know.
That must be why you put 3 of them on your team, huh?
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fake out
He was like,
everybody.
he's like, if I have them, they can't use it against me.
Fight fire with fire, yeah.
Yeah.
El
El
Paso.
Paso.
Set up with this. You want to do Trick Room with that? Screw you. All right, so we got
Zygarde,
the Dragon
Electric.
Gym leader.
See, I would put that
I
one
think
as a
that's
C tier.
C.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
put that as a C
Yeah.
tier.
Yeah, he definitely needs to make some swaps.
Then
The Dragon types.
LA.
I love
Rillaboom,
that
Reno
logo, though.
Weezing.
I think that's one of your better logos.
Yeah, that one looks really good. LA, I would put it. Yeah, I think D tier. It would be rough, but I think D tier.
Well,
For LA,
LA got random, right?
I
They were
makes
like
sense.
half and half. But
yeah. They have like the team that does everything, but not too much of anything.
Rillaboom is really good, but otherwise, I don't really see much
I like
synergy
Rillaboom
going on.
and I think Tangrowth is fine, but yeah. Like, I don't like Weezing on this team.
Like, there's no clear-cut strategy that you can see with this team
No.
because they can
Yeah.
branch off so many ways.
Yeah.
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 I
I
agree
think
with
it's
that.
just
They can do some stuff. They just got to make some moves early.
Yeah.
And hopefully they are able to stay in it. Okay, so we got Miami.
F.
I think that's S.
Yeah.
F tier.
I
F
think
tier.
yours was definitely one of the best ones.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's see how it turns out, man.
agree.
I just want to
We
see how it
talked
turns
about
out.
that. I gave them
I like
the
that
highest
logo
score.
too. He made some good logos this season, I think.
Oh, well, Juan made this one.
Yeah,
Oh.
and actually, yeah, my girlfriend Natasha is the one that made it. I was
just
like,
like
yeah,
the
can you-
basketball.
Yeah, it's like we'll go with like the whole Pokeballers and then Miami Heat thing. So it's like, oh, let's put a basketball in there.
Yeah, it's very nice. I still got to make a couple more logos for the minors. I'm hoping to have time maybe by the end of this week for when they do their draft. But
Dude, you come up with real good stuff, man. Like I really want to know how you do this. They come out great.
I like Pittsburgh's too. I like the just simple triangle behind it.
Yeah.
Well, I just took like the Pittsburgh Penguin kind of motif and then was like, okay, Poltergeist with a hockey stick.
Yeah.
But it worked out. Okay,
Yeah.
Minnesota Neo King. So this is the like hyper offense.
Yeah, I would say D. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was their
I'll put-
team again?
That's like all the like Entei,
Super.
Acrobat, Latios, both Darmanitans,
Oh,
Terrakion,
Yeah.
like super mega like offensive, but nothing really supportive. I think, in my opinion, D, just because there's not really any synergy and just going
Yeah.
for power the entire time. Like,
It's easy to plan around.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah. Each individual Pokemon is scary, but
they're not paired up with anything that makes them like.
I will say
Yeah,
though,
sure.
it like if you're not planning around it and you don't know what you're going up against, this
Yeah.
can wreck you though. So I don't know
I
if
think
I
this
put it all the way
depends on-
down D, but maybe
So
like C. But
Matt's not a bad coach. Like
Yeah.
Matt's a good player.
he did well last season.
Yeah, so I think
He might have a
like
plan.
coaches who aren't prepared, even if quote unquote their team is better, like
Yeah.
Matt will beat them because he'll just overpower them. You know.
Yeah, I mean, who
That's
knows?
what I
Maybe he
was
has like a
thinking.
secret strategy with like Azov or something like that. That gets like moves we don't know. And he
I
just
would be
goes up.
surprised if he still does well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Again, don't take this to heart, people.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
I think Pittsburgh was pretty good.
Let's see, where is it at? Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh had
Urshifu, Whimsicott, Raichu, Klefki, Poltergeist.
I think
yeah,
that's like A,
yeah,
lower A.
yeah, lower A, higher B. Yeah, for sure.
yeah. I put them in A. I think they're good. What do you think, Chris?
they had the Urshifu and what else?
Whimsicott, Raichu.
Klefki, Poltergeist,
Oh. Yeah, no, I really like their team. I
Yeah.
agree with A.
Corviknight too. Corviknight's a good Pokemon. So
Yeah. yeah, against certain matchups, Corviknight in the back will be very hard to kill it. So
PSG.
Paris, I think that's also A. Unless you somehow drafted a team that really gets around like all of the,
they need
because he has so many
though,
options
right?
and answers.
Yeah, but this is the team that's missing offense. Like, there's a team that
It
has like
is,
this. Yeah,
but
like
Yeah.
it's good. Yeah,
Really.
like it's a good team, but I think that they need a couple of more like clear-cut heavy hitters.
true, I guess.
I want to say B. Like, I think they will be one of the top teams.
Yeah,
Just like they just need to make a couple swaps. But I think
Yeah.
that their team is still really good. But like
Yeah.
you said, like other than Azumarill, there's none of their Pokemon scare me.
True,
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, like Azumarill,
yeah.
Well,
Too many
what do you-
Pokemon
he
with all
can
my
be
friends are
dealt
dead.
with.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
do you think, Chris?
Oh no, I mean you guys said it all. I mean that's a pretty good spot for it because it's like the team's got some potential, but it's just not set up like obviously as the most strategical. So I think putting it good there.
I think this is going to be a team we'll look back like at week 8, like they'll be in the playoffs and we'll think they're like one of the top like 4 teams.
Yeah,
or something.
I agree. This team has a lot of
I
potential.
mean, it's got the most used Pokemon in competitive right now. It's got what's his name? Incineroar.
Yeah.
I
So
think it's going to do
You can't
well.
go wrong when you have that on your team.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the Mighty side up. So they had a random assortment. They have good pieces.
Yeah, like Regirock, G-Max Venusaur is good. Porygon Z is good.
Porygon Z is good. Like they have good
Braviary.
Dynamax options. All 3 of those are good Dynamax options, which means you got to plan around a lot of threats going against them.
Yeah.
I actually, despite them being random, I think they're only like a couple moves away. Like,
Yeah.
if you guys
I wouldn't be opposed to putting them as
50,
a C Pokemon, as a C tier. Like even I think their team is not that bad for it to be a random team.
Yeah.
I think it's actually pretty decent.
Would you agree with that, Dave?
I would probably swap D and C or Nidokings and him, but
Really?
I think he makes a good point. I just know that Nidokings is still going to do well in the season, so it's hard for me to
50.
put him.
I think it's better balanced than the Nidoking team. I think it's just a little bit more
maybe,
balanced.
yeah. Well, I don't know. It can go either way. I think I'm coming at it from a biased view because I know Nidokings is doing really well, and
yeah. Like for me, like I'm new in this.
We're bringing the coach into this.
Yeah.
Then, sorry, Ali, I gotta make an F tier now. I gotta make a side up tier.
Like you guys know better than I do when it comes to the coaches. It's like my first season here. Like I'm literally just grading everything based off on purely the
exactly.
teams.
So I think he's got the better idea of what's going on. So I'd say C, or you can put him in C or whatever.
I'm just leaning more towards D, but I also
because Sylveon is really good.
best.
Like all these are good picks despite it being random.
Yeah,
like, he's right.
Like
you don't
users,
and they're like good Pokemon on their own. They don't need too much synergy either.
Yeah.
I think C is actually pretty fair.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I could go either way, but I think he has a lot more going for him.
Yeah.
All right, so Reno. So we got Dave's team.
Dave, you had.
Let me see what I gave him.
Let me go. Pelipper, Kingdra, Heliolisk. Oh yeah, it's a good team. It is a good team. Poliwrath, Bronzong, Mudsdale, Glacier. Yeah, I would say like I could put you in A. I would say like you're a good A team.
Yeah. I like to think that's a good position. I think I did well with the draft for the most part.
Yeah, you did good. You have a good team. I think you don't have like any like super mega crazy Pokemon like maybe like last year.
But this is like the only one I can go on. Yeah.
But your team itself is like super compact. Like clear cut what you're gonna be doing, and it is a good team if you work out the strategy for that. So.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I like teams that can start off in one gear and then have a different gear in the back, which is
100%.
Exactly.
100%.
Yep.
So it is a good team.
Yeah. To be a perfect team, obviously there's a couple moves, but I mean, no team's gonna end up being perfect.
Yeah. I don't have any fake out. I don't have any intimidate.
Yeah.
So
but those are easy fixes. Like you pick up a Gyarados, even with your rain team, you pick up a Gyarados and you're like set. Intimidate Gyarados.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah. What tier is Gyarados?
B.
Is it B?
It is. I was thinking of swapping him for Poliwrath, but We'll
Oh,
see.
it's easier. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to look, see if there's like another Intimidate user in C tier. I don't think there is.
We'll look into it.
Yeah. All right.
Then
Next
Sin
we got
City.
C. So they're another random team. I'm actually kind of forgetting what they had
Yeah, me too. Let's see.
because that was like
Oh,
way
okay.
back at the beginning.
Yeah,
Okay,
Caesar like
yeah, their
pretty-
team is very.
Oh, yeah, it's all over the place.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty D.
There's like two
unfortunately.
Pokemon that go with each other, and the rest of the team is just okay.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure what he's going to shape it into or mold
Yeah,
it
that's
into.
another thing, right? At least with some of the random teams, we're like,
Yeah,
okay,
like
they have like
with
3 or 4
Psyducks.
Pokemon that you know you want to keep.
Yeah, even Kinglers had like an idea. I don't know what he's
Like
gonna
either
do
like
here.
Amistar, you want Swift Swim, but both rain
Yeah.
users are taken.
Yeah.
I mean, Tornadus is a good linchpin, right? Tornadus is
Yeah.
a good linchpin. You get priority Tailwind, you get some other stuff.
Yeah, I think you keep Tornadoes, you keep Rhyperior, Mienshao, Delmise, and Scissor, and then everything else you scrap.
Yeah, and a lot of these
If he can
Pokemon are
get
like
a
middling
strong-
speed, so it's like Trick Room isn't all that great either. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mienshao's a good support Pokemon. Gets Fake Out, gets like Rock Slide, Close Combat for its stab, and it can get like Wide Guard and Quick Guard and stuff.
Yeah.
Is this the same coach from last time, or did it
Yeah.
get? Okay.
If he can pick up like a strong Psychic type,
Yeah.
Tornadus learns Brutal Swing, so you can weakness proc a Psychic type with it. So like turn 1, protect with your Psychic type, set up Tailwind.
G-Max Hatterene is still available.
Oh, true.
But
Oh wait,
that
it's not
proc
weak to
and
dark.
proc weak.
Never mind.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just thinking of like, what's a good attacking psychic type? I don't
All right,
know.
next
Too
up
many.
we got Tokyo Togekiss. So she has the G-Max Rapid
Urshifu,
Strike.
yeah. Mimikyu, Bisharp.
This one was pretty good. I thought.
Yeah. I think it's like an A team, well, A tier team probably. A tier, maybe S tier.
I forget it. Go back
thought
to
A.
it. I think really S tier even.
I don't know if it's
S.
yeah. I think A tier might be the best fitting because Mimikyu is good, Hydreigon is good. G-Max
I think
Urshifu
A
is
tier
good.
works.
Yeah, A tier. Yeah.
Yeah. A.
I
I don't know how high
don't
A
know.
tier. I'm thinking like
I
A,
like
maybe
TFT
B.
better than this team.
I
So I almost want.
I feel like its
tier.
core like top 3 Pokemon are really good, but then the
Yeah,
rest
it
of the
does
team
fall
is
off.
like
Yeah, you're right. You're
what's
right.
going on there.
I saw the
So-
first three Pokemon, and I was like, okay, first 3 Pokemon are good, but yeah, the rest of the team does fall off. Like once you get to Beware, Uxie, Shaynotic, and stuff, it does fall off. So, yeah, maybe like A tier, middle A tier, low A tier. I think.
I might put it. Yeah, if it like Ryan said, if Paris is in B, I think
Okay, I agree
Tokyo.
then. Okay.
B.
What do you think, Chris?
I thought of it more as an A team. I liked that tier, or I liked that team a lot, but I don't know if I know the best on this.
That core, those first 3 Pokemon are scary though. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's true. It's just that you know you're gonna be fighting them.
I just know like I don't know the rest of the setup. Like I don't know what moves can make Alchemy work or Mr. Rhyme work or anything like that to know.
Alchemy's
but-
got Decorate,
Yeah.
Okay.
Decorate's one of the key things.
and it's not a bad G-Max.
So it has good supporters. It has Bisharp, which is a good
Fairy type is
attacker.
great.
G-Max Urshifu is a good attacker.
Decorate can go through Protect too, so you can always your
Yeah.
ally can protect and then you can decorate it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
think low A tier, high B tier.
I think that's fair. One of those. I don't know. What do you guys
I'm
think,
going
Ryan and
with
Chris?
what Chris said because he's our impartial judge, and I'll put in low A.
Okay.
I think it.
I mean, I
I
don't know.
still like
Tokyo's new,
Paris
so I don't
better,
know
but-
anything about her either, or how well she plays.
Yeah,
and whatnot.
for what it's worth, on my opinion on that, I don't think it's a high A. You know, I think there's some teams that are better than it. I just think it's a little bit better. I do really like the Alchemy, to be honest, and some of the other choices. And I think there's 2 or 3 Pokemon that are like kind of what's the point? But I think the rest of them provide a lot of really good strategies.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of teams like again, Paris, Boston, Weezings, Tokyo. That if you guys like change like 1 or 2 Pokemon, your teams can easily be the best teams in the league. Like just like 1 or 2 swaps that are like key swaps in some positions, and the teams go from like being like a good or decent team to like a high tier, super high tier team. So, like, not too much work needs to be done for most teams.
Yeah, I mean, again, all the teams are like we're picking at straws, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The
Yeah, we're
difference
trying to break
between
teams apart.
S, A, B is like one swap, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
And
saying.
maybe
Yeah,
the difference between D and A is like 2 swaps, right?
yeah, like the
Yeah.
Nido Kings team. If you get like an Intimidate setter and a couple of Pokemon that can actually
If
be
he can
more
get like
supportive.
a prankster screen user,
Yeah,
gives his like offensive Pokemon, like
yeah. He moves up like all the way to an AS tier. Like it's the climb of the team is crazy.
I think
So,
he last season he had a very similar offensive team, but then he had Zatu, and Zatu alone did a lot of good support for
Yeah,
that
'cause he
team.
got
So
good
if he can
screens,
just
right?
pick up one good supportive Pokemon, like you said,
Yeah.
some kind of screen, like maybe Aurora Veil or something, I think that'd be crazy.
yeah.
That'd be very good. That alone, that one switch would probably bring it up.
Yeah.
Like
If
B.
he
100%.
could just pick up like Vanillix and like
Yeah.
throw a scarf on it and then just have like really fast Aurora Veil and then like he'll
100%.
be fine.
And then Vero Beach to end it up with.
Yeah, Vero Beach to end it. So this was GMAX Cinderace.
Tapu
So
Koko.
if El Paso is the 8th gym leader with the Dragon, Vero's like the 3rd gym leader with the
With
Electric.
electric, yeah.
Yeah, I
Koko.
think he's either high C or low B.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I
Like,
think this team is
either
a couple of switches
above El
away,
Paso
but-
or behind Dragapults.
Yeah.
I agree with that placement. So Chris, what do you think?
I think more towards C.
Yeah, okay.
I
Okay,
agree.
yeah, I agree.
He's
I agree.
definitely in the middle here somewhere.
Yeah.
Again, like Juan said, if
Pick up
Regieleki
Regieleki.
would be huge on his team,
Yeah.
but that would require a couple swaps because you probably want to drop Circuitry first and then
Yeah.
for something and then drop Cinderace. But I know he really likes GMAX Cinderace with Libero, so I don't
Yeah.
see him doing that. You know, maybe some stuff to really dissuade people from bringing ground types too.
Yeah. For sure.
So, a water or grass or
Yeah,
ice.
Or
I don't think he had like any of those.
he does have Articuno, so if he can add like a
Yeah,
Gale
but like
Spitter of some sort,
all the ground types run some sort of rock
move. Yeah.
yeah. Which is why I'm saying like he would probably want like a Hail user because then you throw Bright Powder and Articuno with Snow Cloak and then
Yeah.
100% moves become 70% moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like crazy difference, right? And if you're trying to hit rock slides, that's a 90% accurate move. Now it's like a 66% accurate move. So that's like a huge difference when you take that into effect. So yeah, again, so this is our final like setting. Are you guys happy with this?
Oh yeah, I think that makes sense.
So again,
yeah, like most of these teams, you make one swap, you're going from D tier to S tier. So
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you do like 1 or 2 swaps and you're fine. And again, maybe we're missing something, right? If you're picking these Pokemon, like we had to look up some moves to make sure certain things had stuff. Maybe we're missing.
Yeah, we don't know all the strategies that are happening behind people's minds right now.
Yeah.
So
if we could read their minds, you know. Maybe
there's a method to the madness. So
yeah.
Yeah. So, but again, I think this is pretty fair here. Super excited to get in some battles and watch everybody's team evolve throughout the season. Speaking of which, let's take a look at this season. We'll just take a quick look at everybody's schedule.
Oh yeah, schedule.
Do you guys mind if
when do we start fighting? Next week?
Not this week.
Next
by
week.
the end of next week.
Okay.
You have this week off. Prepare your team. So it's not. What's next weekend? Next weekend's the 16th, so it needs to be done by the 24th.
Okay.
Do you guys mind if I do like go real quick? It's my dad's birthday, so like.
Oh yeah, no,
bye, guys.
Thanks for.
This was a longer.
We're just gonna go through the schedule quick. So, thank you so much, guys.
You're good, man. Thank you for having
watching,
me.
check out the Pokeballers. Link
I appreciate
below.
it, guys.
Definitely subscribe to them.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
It was cool.
Bye, Juan.
Nice
Thanks for being
good
on.
Night. You too, guys. Have a good one.
Tell your dad happy birthday.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right, so let's go through this real quick.
I'm glad we did the rankings first then.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I'm trying to get this to be like big, but not like.
I think that's fair. Just scroll down a little bit.
There we go. When I full screened it, it was fine. Okay, so again, this is in alphabetical order, so we'll kind of just like go through it. Dave, you and I can make comments on our own schedule, but week one, Miami Heatrans, that's going to be a tough game for me right off the bat, week one. And then week two, I got Tuscaloosa, so I got to face both the S tier picks that we talked about. I do like my team against Tuscaloosa, though, so we'll see about that. Week three, there we go, Dave.
Yeah, I know.
You and me, week three.
I'm not a very confident battler, so I'm worried about like a bunch of my fights, but we'll see. They usually end up better than I think they should end up, but we'll see.
Then I got another division matchup against the Dragapults, going up against Minnesota, who I assume by week 5 he'll do some changes to his team, so I'll be more afraid of what he's got going on. Sin City, week 6. For some reason, I always end up playing against my wife, so there she is in week 7. And then finish it off, another division matchup in week 8. PSG, who, again, we put him in B tier, but we said he's just one more, like, threat.
I think I don't know. I think he's more threatening than we might.
I mean, I don't
know. We'll see.
Good,
he's right.
Again, I'm just like, okay.
The offense is questionable.
Because the Azumarill stats aren't good. Like,
no, they aren't good, and yeah, you can cut him off early somehow. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, and again, I'm not too afraid of redirection and stuff because I have fake out, and fake out is faster than redirection. So you just fake out the redirector and then kill whatever he wants to set up or do whatever with.
What speed tier is fake out? Is it faster than an ally switch?
It's the same. I think they're both +3.
No. Ally switch is +2.
Oh, really? Then then fake out's faster. Fake out's +3.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Sometimes I forget my priorities, but anyway, Charm City, they go up against Mighty Psyducks and Sin City, so they get to go up against the two teams that didn't draft anything, so maybe they'll start off 2-0 again. Then they got
some competition for most of the
Tuscaloosa, Pittsburgh's gonna be good. PSG, yourself, Dave. Then they end up with LA and Minnesota. We're both in the D tier, but I think they can make some.
Minnesota being at week 8, I'm sure he'll have a good team ironed out at that point.
Yeah, for sure. Then Denver.
Same thing with LA.
Yeah. Like by then you've made like 4 or 5, maybe even more switches if you're doing trades. So
yeah.
Denver, Tokyo is a good team. Dragapults was pretty good. Then they got Minnesota and Sin City going up against Reno, El Paso, yours truly, and LA. So pretty average schedule there.
Yeah.
Dragapults, PSG, Denver, Vero, Boston, Sin City, Tokyo, Mighty Psyducks, and then Miami at the end. So again,
another middle of the road kind of.
Yeah, nothing like you're not like going up against like me with like 3 strong ones, or Charm City's got like 4 strong ones in a row, kind of like. Which again, I'm sure by then a lot of these teams will be looking a little bit more complete, but
sure.
El Paso. So there's your week 1 matchup, Dave.
I think I'm gonna do really well because I have Glastier and he's like really bad against dice.
Yeah.
I can't.
If you can get Trick Room up against him, then
I know that's the only question. If I can't get Trick Room up, then it might be a little tougher.
It'll
but
be
even
closer,
then,
right? It'll be
closer. Yeah. I also have like Kingdra with its fast speed and Draco Meteor against all these dragon types.
Yeah, you just have max dragon against whatever he wants to do if you want to do that.
Yeah.
LA, Tokyo. Then he's got a pretty tough stretch in the middle. Tuscaloosa, Miami, Denver, Pittsburgh, and then Vero at the end. So that'll be like the gym leader challenge if neither of them like change much around. Chris, feel free to shout anything out if you want to mention anything. Sorry, I know I'm just kind of like going through it, but all right, LA. So they got Sin City week 1, then El Paso, Paris, Tokyo, Tuscaloosa, Miami. It seems like Tuscaloosa and Miami are kind of paired up a lot. I swear I randomized these guys.
Yeah, no, it's just that's just one instance.
Yeah, Charm City and then Denver. So they have a relatively tough schedule, I think. I think their first couple weeks, hopefully they can do well. But then we talked about PSG is like one threat away, and that's the first week where you can make a swap. So that could be the first week where they get like they're already dangerous. Like, I'm not arguing with you there, Dave.
Yeah.
But I think this week they could like make a huge jump.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I think that's true. I think it's good that LA is up against other teams that are kind of need to meld their team a bit more. So
before they do anything, because by their latter half they'll be going up against some of the more complete teams. All right, so Miami going up against yours truly, then Vero, Pittsburgh, PSG, El Paso, LA, Tokyo, and the Dragapults.
I think this will be interesting because it's like the 2-time against like in my opinion, one of the more intimidating newcomers.
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll have to see. I don't know. I mean, I kind of gave away what I would do against his team, but I mean, I think Juan's a good enough player. He seems knowledgeable with everything.
Oh yeah.
So he's a follower of Wolfie Glick, so he should know at least the good stuff. Watching the world champ. So
yeah, they both got some good teams.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll have to see. I'll think of some strats.
I think he's gonna do well in this season.
Oh yeah. I don't think. I look at I'm not throwing shade at anybody, but I look at the schedule and I think like, okay, I don't think like this is a crazy tough schedule.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say the same thing. Yeah. I think he's got like 3 or 4.
Like the Psyducks aren't on there, so he doesn't have a bye week, but
yeah.
I love you, Ali. You were supposed to be on the podcast tonight, but you're not, so I will throw more shade at you. All right, so speaking of the Psyducks, we got Charm City, PSG, Sin City, Minnesota, Vero, Tuscaloosa, Dragapults, and Pittsburgh. So
I think if you're gonna throw him against anyone, this isn't a bad setup.
Like no. Again, it's kind of like, okay, it's not like I don't see like a stretch of death.
Yeah, exactly.
Not bad. Minnesota goes up against Pittsburgh, Tokyo, Denver. So some pretty solid teams to start. Then they get
actually, this is a pretty rough setup. I think he's got like maybe 2 or 3, or I'd say only like maybe 2 on the lower end.
4 too. I mean, maybe I'm patting myself on the back too much, but by this point, I think Paris will be one of the top teams. And I mean, your team is very good.
Yeah.
So I think he's got like this stretch at the beginning.
He's got a tough schedule. I think he's one of the tougher on the list right now.
Yeah.
Beginning of the season.
Yeah. I mean, it's more so tough at the beginning just because we said that his team needs like a couple pieces.
Yeah. Also, no, I know his team wasn't absolutely stellar, but knowing Anthony from college, like I know he's going to be taking this seriously and he's going to be competitive and try to win as much as he can. So, like, I think he's going to show himself this season, I guess.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah, Anthony gets very competitive with stuff, so he's going to play to win. All right. Paris Saint-Germain, we got Drip LC Dragapults, Mighty Psyducks, LA, Miami, Charm City, Minnesota, and then finishing with Tuscaloosa and Boston. So they got some tough teams, but they got like You know, I don't think it's an overpowering schedule.
No, I think it's if I were to rate it on, I guess, a scale, I'd say it's like a C tier, schedule in
Yeah,
terms
maybe
of
like high
difficulty.
C, low B
Yeah.
sort of thing. Yeah, and I think this like early, like they're pretty similar to Dragapults. I think they can beat the Dragapults, and I think they can beat Psyducks. So once they get out of that and can start making some picks, I
I
think
think they're going to do well again this season.
This will be interesting in week 4.
Yeah. I think that'll be where he gets hit with some competition for sure.
So we'll see how his changes by then bring him up. Like if our prediction of him being a top 4 team with just a pick or two kind of manifests itself there. All right. Speaking of, we were talking about Anthony, head coach, Pittsburgh Poltergeist. So he's going up against Minnesota, Reno. So Dave, you're facing him in week 2. Miami, Charm City, Tokyo, Vero, El Paso, and Psyducks. I think he's got a pretty, kind of middle of the schedule.
I think his is similar to Perry, where it's a little below average difficulty, but not too bad. Like there are like a few spikes, I guess, in there.
Yeah,
but
I mean, he like early. This is a tough back-to-back.
That's true, and he won't be able to.
Because I feel like with me, I usually struggle early in the season until I can figure out what my team wants to do.
He does get like most of the difficulty right up the bat.
Yeah, so like I can lose like my first like 2 out of 3 or something, and then finally figure out what exactly my team wants to do, and then I do better later, but not last season.
Yeah.
Seasons prior. All right, so Dave, here's your schedule. So El Paso, Pittsburgh, Boston, Vero, Denver, Charm City, Minnesota, and Tuscaloosa.
I think it's a fair one. It's pretty middle of the road.
Yeah, I mean, this will be a good one against Anthony.
I am kind of scared of Anthony. I'm scared of Anthony.
Tuscaloosa could be tough at the end.
Yeah, him and Denver and you. Like, those are the ones I'm mainly afraid of right now. Maybe Minnesota if he gets
3, you're going to trade me Kingdra, so.
We'll see. Yeah, about that right away, but yeah. All
right. So next up, we got Sin City. So they go up against LA, Charm City, Mighty Psyduck. So not a horrible like start to their schedule. Like Charm City's good, but it's still early enough. Then Denver, Dragapults, Boston, Vero, and Tokyo.
I think it's a fair schedule for sure.
Yeah, nothing like overpowering. I don't see a Tuscaloosa or a Miami on there or a PSG.
Yeah.
So I think that's actually relatively easier schedule. You're not on there. Tokyo going up against Denver, Minnesota, El Paso, LA, Pittsburgh, Dragapults, Miami, and Sin City. What do you think about that?
Another one that's kind of pretty. I think it's similar to my schedule in that it's got like a pretty good split between like solid teams and teams that might need work.
Yeah, I feel like the first few teams on this one that we looked at had like some tougher schedules, and now it's kind of like
yeah. Maybe it's a little lower than average, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Tuscaloosa going up against Vero, Boston, Charm City, El Paso, LA, Mighty Psyducks, Paris, and Reno.
I think he's going to do well this season.
Yeah.
In part because of this schedule. I think this is
I think I'll do well against him, but again, I'm patting myself on the back. I don't think he has too much to be concerned with these middle 4 teams, but again, stuff can happen. I'm not putting anybody down, but I think he'll definitely have challenges with these last couple teams. I definitely think,
yeah, for sure.
He'll have a challenge at the end.
I agree.
Which could be good, for him anyway. All right, and last but not least, we have Vero going up against Tuscaloosa, Miami. So they're kind of like me.
Rough start, yeah.
Yeah. You know, his first two are just my first two swapped.
Yeah.
Dragapults, then Reno, then Mighty Psyducks, Pittsburgh, Sin City, and El Paso.
Oh, I think that's actually
he
kind of
he
a rough
starts off
team.
like pretty tough, and then it kind of like evens out.
Yeah, for sure.
Ed's a good coach. He comes up with some crazy stuff, but would I be surprised if he was 1-3 or 0-4 after this like gauntlet here?
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
And then like this other half is like, okay, like, you know, if he can come out of here like 2-2, then that's like great.
Yeah.
And 3-1, of course, is like amazing. But
I think some of the toughest schedules are like, I know Needle Kings stood out to me as a pretty tough schedule.
Yeah, like
I don't remember the beginning ones as much.
He'll be taking it seriously.
Yeah.
Denver always does well. You know,
You do well.
the once two-time, not anymore, but the once two-time. PSG, Reno. I can see Charm City doing
putting up a fight. He got into pretty high ranking in playoffs last year. So.
Yeah.
Or last year. Well, I guess technically last year.
Yeah, last season. Yeah, last year. It was last year.
I think, yours is pretty tough. I didn't see the beginning ones, but yeah, yours is actually pretty tough now that I look at it again.
Good thing he's got an A-ranked team.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's fine. I want the challenge. Come at me.
All right.
So, yeah. So sorry. Well, not sorry that
it was a bit of a long podcast.
But, you know, we had a lot to go over. I hope everybody liked the teams. Comment down below what you think of your favorite team's draft. If you like their team or if there's a team that you think, you know, if you disagree with our rankings, if you're like, oh, that team's not S, that team's not A, etc., let us know down below. Again, check out Pokeballers. Link will be down below. Check out Chris's channel, Chris Elanius, down below. They'll be posting their battles there. Next weekend, Chris will be part of the Miners draft.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how the Diamond Desert Dwellers shake out. Chris, you've been thinking about the draft?
Yeah, I gotta take a look at the list because I've got some Pokemon I want to use. Now I gotta come up with my backups. The Pokemon I want in case I can't get my original choices.
Standing in on this, pointing anything out to you made you think, oh, maybe I'll try this instead?
Yeah, I mean, definitely getting some good ideas from it, you know, but I have a almost set strategy that I kind of want to follow through with. So I got some ideas for some better support around that strategy, but you know, I'm not going to be top tier, I don't think.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll rank your teams too.
Absolutely.
But Dave, anything you want to say to the people before we go?
No, I'm just excited to see how this all ends out. It'll be interesting to see, you know, have our wrap up cast at the end of the year, kind of go over like how off were we on the rankings and whatnot. So we'll see.
Yeah. But again, this is first impression, right? So you don't know what's going to happen when everybody's swapping and trading stuff.
I remember last season you guys put me in like C, and then you ended me with like A or something. So you got up there. You did very well. Yeah. You didn't make too many swaps. You made a few. Sort of. Yeah. You got a little bit more. I don't blame you guys for putting me in C though. Mine was just like pure bulk. Yeah. So you were like the opposite of what we think Minnesota needs this one. Yeah. You were all bulk and defense, support. No offense. Picked up a few offensive options, and he's just up to that this time. For sure. I'm sure if he does the right moves, we might look back and think he's A tier. Like genius, at the end. Yeah. Chris, anything you want to say to the people?
Nope. I mean, I'm just glad to be a part of this today. I think I'm just going to take a lot from this and your guys' battles to help me out in the minors, you know? For sure. Awesome. So again, guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. We're so close to 200. Maybe we already hit it by the time this video goes up. And comment down below what you thought of the draft. And let's get to battling.
Stay classy, society.